Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot tonight. Boys, the NFL season is officially over. We know who our champions are. The Kansas City Chiefs, congratulations. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, well deserved. Nathaniel Barr, welcome to the chat. Christian Levinson, Justin Levine, Joe West, Alex Daniel, welcome to the chat. Rob's 24G Lagoon, Joe Musili, welcome. Joe Malone, Allie Lewis, Trizzy Jazz. Dude, you change your name every week. I love it. I love it. The Rush, what's up, dude? Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Shenanigans with me. Lots of fun tonight, guys. I'm excited to get to all your questions. I released my mock off-season. I've heard the complaints. I know the people that are upset. Fulton apparently is not going to go as far as I thought he would go. So I guess I'm wrong on that. But I got some data that I'm working on for these next few videos. I got an offensive line video coming out. Who did I root for yesterday? I was rooting for the Chiefs. Thought the 49ers would win. But I'm happy the Chiefs won. Definitely happy the Chiefs won. It's nice to root for a Super Bowl and not have to be like, I hate the one team that's in it all the time. It's kind of nice. Garden Hose, what's up? Henry, James King, Joseph G. It's been a while, guys. Chris A. Thank you guys for tuning in. I wasn't here last week. I was down in Orlando checking out the Pro Bowl and the PGA show. So that was kind of fun. Andy Reid eyeing that McDonald's buffet. That's his whole favorite thing that he's going to the White House for, the McDonald's buffet. Bubs 12, CeeDee Lamb, not as good as Jerry Jeudy, he says. Lots of people are on me about the CeeDee Lamb over Jerry Jeudy. That's okay. We'll start talking about it in upcoming videos. I want to start with like free agency and that sort of stuff first, because there's so much talent there in the offensive line area. There's so many areas we could potentially go. Now, I do not know who's actually going to hit free agency. I have an idea. I don't think Sharp's going to hit. I don't think Costanzo from India is going to hit. Those are the two guys I think probably will not hit free agency. Justin Lee and Joe Douglas is going to be the best Jets GM. I hope so. Trade up for Andrew Thomas? Depends what it would cost. What is call-ins? Zonix. We take call-ins, phone calls. I'll list a phone number at the bottom of this page starting at 8:30, and you guys can call in and we can yell at each other about football stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm good with it. As always, guys, hit the like button down below if you have not before. If you want to hit the bell notifications, that way you know every time I make a video. Helps the channel out a little bit, helps it grow. I started working on a layout, an overlay that I'm going to test a little bit after this stream, I think, tonight. I've reached out to Matt O'Leary, and I reached out to my other buddy, Green Bean, who does the Jet Nation YouTube for Jet stuff. And we have started coming up with an idea, possibly. We're trying to figure out if we want to do live stream or if we want to do pre-recorded, have it slightly edited, and Premiere at the same time. Not exactly sure what we're going to do there. Can you do the stream still like 10:30? Because I got a basketball game tonight. Triz Jazz. Maybe I'll do a 10:30 one for you tonight. Last year, I owe you guys a little bit, because the last one I did, it was only an hour and 40 minutes because I think my internet dropped out. I'm not exactly sure why, so I apologize. Trent Williams trade. Timothy Carter bringing that up. Interesting. It's something we will definitely talk about in the video I have planned, but I'll give you guys a little knowledge right now. I would not trade for Trent Williams. He's on the wrong side of 30, 32 years old, I believe. Did not play last year and has not had a healthy season since 2015, I think. I think 2015 was the last full healthy season. So I would say no to that. Staff Sergeant, Jets will address their entire offensive line in free agency. And 11, we get CeeDee Lamb. What do you say? That's what I said in my mock-off season. I wanted Jerry Jeudy. Or no, I'm sorry. I wanted CeeDee Lamb real bad. And I had us going offensive line in free agency. Now, realistically, I think we probably will not get 2 offensive linemen. I think we'll probably get 1. I hope we get 2. Realistically, we get 1. And then we wind up dealing with who do we get next? And if it had to be someone outside of that, it would be pass rusher for me. I would go for Ndakwe. But we'll go through the pass rushers when we start doing that. Talking Jets, good sir. Correct your grammar. What do I have in there? Talking Jets. Oh, okay. I dropped the gerund. I dropped the G. I'm dropping the G because the Entertainer and Bad Dog do Talking Giants. So I figure I'll do Talking Jets. Basically the same thing. But that's what I think we're going to call the show that me, O'Leary, and some of the other guys are going to do. Just got to figure out if there's actually a good time. We're thinking Wednesday maybe, afternoon, late afternoon, like 10 o'clock or so. So we'll see if we actually wind up doing that. Joseph Purdy. Hi, Ryan. Justin Jefferson in the second round from LSU. What do you think, Ryan? Shaq, I would love me some Justin Jefferson in the second round, depending on how we handle the center situation and whatnot. Because otherwise, I want to go O-line. As long as the O-line's fixed, I'm good with wide receiver. Ryan, did you see the article that Bell and the Jets are parting ways this offseason? I did. I saw that. That's what actually spurred my one Le'Veon Bell video relatively recently. So that's kind of where that came from. I don't know if he's actually going to be there or not. We'll see. Digging the shirt. Thank you, TJ. It's awesome. If you guys want to check out any of the merchandise that we got in the shop, jetstalk.com. Added a few new designs down there. Guys, we're actually going to start doing something new because the channel's making a little bit of money, at least during the busy season, which I guess is the off season for me. For the off season, let's do, because you guys tune in to the live stream, we will do a contest. We're going to do contests every Monday night. I might change this. It might wind up being Wednesday nights if we do the other show. But for right now, it's going to be Monday nights. I'm going to give you guys a question. And you guys have to answer the question. But it's not going to be just in the comments. Questions have got to be relayed in my Instagram. I see that. Fletcher Cox. I know Fletcher Cox is not on the Jaguars. It's Darius. I screwed up. I know. It's not Fletcher Cox. It's not Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox is on the Eagles. He's not on the Jaguars. I screwed up. Okay, pay attention. I'm going to give you guys a question. Whoever gets the question right, I'm going to check at the very, very end of the live stream. You guys are going to send me the Instagram answer on your Instagram. That's how I'm going to get you guys to cross-pollinate my social media. And I'm going to pick one of you guys, and one of you guys is going to win a shirt. Any shirt of your choosing, just the t-shirt stuff. Some of the other stuff's a little bit more expensive, so we're doing t-shirts. So that's what we're going with, guys. So let's see. Let's do some Jets trivia. Now, you can't say it in the chat because I don't want you to give it away. If you guys do want, please comment in my Instagram, JetsTalk247. Make sure you add me as a friend. You have to be added me as a friend and submit the right answer, and you'll be entered into the raffle of the shirt by the end of this thing. So, all right, let's see. Oh, God, let's try and pick one that's not quite as great. All right, we'll do this. Who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer? Who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer? If you guys know who the answer is, go to my Instagram, send me a message in my direct messages. Send me that. You guys can be entered to win a shirt. Chris A doesn't have an Instagram. All right, send it to Twitter. If you don't have Instagram, send me on Twitter. We'll do sort of the same thing. If you say you don't have Twitter, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. I want you guys to be active. And guys, so new update possibly. I have to talk to the guy that runs the Jets Discord currently, but it sounds like him and I are going to team up, and we're going to have Jets Talk 24/7 incorporated into the Jets Discord in some capacity. So that's where we can move all our conversations that do not take place on, the comment section and stuff. And we can post stuff that we can't normally post on YouTube. So sort of fun in that respect. See, everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone's trying to figure out who is it? Just don't know. Just don't know. I will give the answer at the end of this live stream. And I will... New update. I thought you were going to say Gase. Just got fired. No, not new update. No new update. I will announce the winner at the end of the live stream. And we're going to try and do this, I think, every week. So if you guys like the chance of possibly winning a shirt, doing something cool, it's a fun way for me to give back to the community and for you guys tuning into the live stream, because live stream is a lot of fun. Who is my favorite Jets player? My favorite Jets player is going to be Wayne Corbett. He's my favorite. I would say him, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin, and Nick Mangold. Those are my 3 favorites if I had to pick them. I don't know if I'd put them in any particular order. Mangold would be, pretty high up there. I think Corbett would be number 1, and then Mangold, and then Martin. Those would be my 3. Jets must sign Thuney and Conklin. TJ Decker. Joe S. Smash the like button. You better believe it. Smack that like button, guys. Do you follow Jets Central? Richard. Of course I follow Jets Central. Him and I did a collaboration 2 drafts ago. When the Jets were picking Darnold, we were talking. He wanted Rosen. I wanted Baker. And we both agreed that we thought Darnold was going number 1. So I think both of us, he still kind of wanted Rosen, I guess. I like him. Aha, some of you guys sent me a digital message. I like it. So do I follow Jets Central? Yeah, I do. He's a good dude. Would have liked to do some collaborations with him. If you guys do want to see some collaborations, go hound him. Send him some messages like, yo, we'll do a collaboration. Because I'm always down to collab. I'm supposed to be doing something with O'Leary. Like I said, the Jet Nation guys, Green Bean. So we'll have some fun over there. NY Sports MC, one of my buddies, just started a new Jets channel over there. If you want to check him out, Fresh Jets channel. Get Thuney, draft Biadez. I like it. Did I happen to see Jamal's post today? What was Jamal's post today? Can you guys send me some information on that? What happened with Jamal's post? I saw he wanted to win a Super Bowl, but it didn't say Jets, but that was the other day. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Darnold was on Barstool doing a pizza review in Miami this week. Yeah, did you guys see he beat Daniel Jones in cornhole? Damn right, 2-0. Love it. So glad they got Sam instead of those 2. I agree, TJ. Alex says collab with David. I'm sure David will wind up being on this Jets panel. I got to link up with these guys and figure out what day we're doing it. It's for the people. Eddie, I wanted Lamar Jackson. It could have saved those 2 second-round picks. Look, if you'd taken Lamar top 5, at this point, would have been fine. If you did it then, you would have been laughed out of the building. Just letting you know. Really like your free agency picks. Would love a top-end wide receiver in the draft. I would love a top wide receiver in the draft, Alex. That would be fantastic. Justin Levine, anyone watching the XFL, MetLife Stadium now has 3 football teams. That's right. The NFL Guardians, or the New York Guardians, are the New York team for us. So I think I'm going to be watching it. I don't know if I'm going to be doing some kind of live stream for it or what we're going to do, but I'm excited to see what goes on with this XFL and how this works. I really want to see the new rules in place. There's a lot of interesting rules. We can talk about that later on if you guys want to talk about that. Anthony, from a Jets fan point of view, who should the Dolphins draft? Tua Tagovailoa or not, because he's too much of an injury risk? It depends who you like. You take who you like best at the top of the draft. Everyone's kind of pegged them for Tua, but I don't know if that's necessarily a 100% lock. If they like Herbert, I can see him taking Herbert. He's healthy. But that said, Tua should be ready to start the season next year, because it sounds like he might be running around by camp. Sam Darnold and Josh Allen are bisexual for each other. That's not nice, Kevin. Darren Lee getting his Super Bowl ring is hilarious. Yes, I agree. I hope we keep 26. Alt Yi G. He's talking about Le'Veon. I hope so, too. I thought Darnold was going to be a Brown. So did I. Joe Masilli, Lamar was put in a good situation. That's the one reason he's good. I agree. Lamar wouldn't be this good here. I agree. Greg Dortch. Rivers as our quarterback for 1 year. No. Sorry. Pete from New Orleans. I'm confused. Are you guys asking me to look into a player? from New Orleans. Lamar Jackson should have been a bust, or would have been a bust under Gase. I agree. Did you guys see Stick to Football podcasting picking edge in both rounds? I did not. I have never heard of that podcast, so I have not listened to it. I find out Elijah McGuire is on the Chiefs. I did not know that. Heather met Nick Mangold on Sunday. That's awesome. Harbaugh built the team for Jackson. Agreed. Eddie says, watching the XFL out of curiosity. Yes, definitely. I wanted to watch it. In the Barstool Pizza video, Josh Allen said that Sam Darnold was going to kiss him in week 1. Could have knocked them out of the playoffs early. I hope the NFL teams actually like Becton, because a tackle is bound to fall if that is true. I hope so. Based on the past season, I'm pretty confident Sam's ceiling is much better than Jimmy G. I hope so. Jimmy G was just in a Super Bowl, though. I've entered the contest for the leading scorer on Twitter. Yes, if you guys did not know who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer, send it to me on Instagram or Twitter, and you guys will be entered to win one of our shirts from the shop. So if you want to do that, make sure you follow me and send me a message, so that way you can be added in. Paid with Kyle. Not too bad. Hanging in there. It was nice to be away for a little bit. I missed you guys last Monday. I was down in Florida, visiting some family. Aspiring filmmaker Holly. How many offensive linemen do you believe the New York Jets will select in the 2020 draft? I believe we get 2. That would be my guess. That's my guess. 2. Glad Andy Reid won a Super Bowl. The legacy of failure is off his back, and his first ballot Hall of Fame head coach. I agree. Absolutely a lock for the first round of Hall of Fame voting. He should have been probably a lock anyway, but now that he's got the ring, I think it's absolutely a lock. Bradley, an A, edge from Utah in the 3rd round. I'll have to take a look at him. I do not know him very well right now. Heather at Spin in New York City. Don't know what that means. Hi. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. Alex 2K, yeah. Kevin Durant. People said Sherman is better than Revis. He got burnt yesterday. That's true, but Sherman looks a lot better than Revis did at that age. I'll give him that. I think Revis in his prime is better than Sherman in his prime. That's kind of what I take from it. I think what Revis was able to do one-on-one against the best wide receivers week in and week out it's going to be hard to compare him to too many other people. He had some special seasons. Yanks 21D. We need an offensive coordinator. Fingers crossed. Let's hope Adam Gase can turn it around. Andres Pete, New Orleans offensive guard, is going to hit free agency. Your thoughts? I'm going to add him to my list because I got a list of 5 guys right now. I'm probably going to add another 2 or 3 or 4. Who knows how many guys are going to wind up actually doing. But I will do comparisons. We're going to do the same thing, the F, Marry, Kill series that we did last year, guys, if you guys were a part of it. I'm going to grade them on age, run rank, pass rank, contract, all this sort of stuff to kind of get a rough idea of who we think could be good, who we think could be good fits for us as far as free agency goes. We won't talk about the draft just yet in terms of offensive linemen. I want to hit all the free agency stuff, then we'll jump into the draft after that. What do you think about Vic Beasley, Atlanta not bringing him back? Shaq. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he's going to want a lot of money, and I think he's fool's gold, to be perfectly honest. I think he was able to generate a lot of sacks from his coverage the year he had. I think he had 15.5 sacks. He still had 8 sacks this year, which is still tied with Jordan Jenkins. So not bad. Depends what you're going to get him for. I think he's going to get paid far more than we should probably be spending. But we'll see. Who would you take, Becton or CeeDee Lamb? It depends what we get in free agency. I really like CeeDee Lamb. But I understand offensive line. Offensive line's got to be the priority. Allie Lewis, does Joe Douglas have complete control of free agency? Yes, he does, but he's going to work with Adam Gase. They're brought in to work together. Greg Olsen got released from the Panthers. Rumors are he's going to meet with the Bills. They've got a lot of those guys that they bring in up there. Heather met Nick Mangold at Spin in New York City at Jets House. Very cool. Looks like Trevor Siemian is a goner. Who would you sign as Sam's backup? I would be interested in bringing in a younger guy. I wouldn't go overly expensive there because honestly, if you fall apart, season's probably done anyway. It depends what you can get a free agent backup for. Otherwise, you just draft a guy late, try to groom him. Chet. Nathan says Tom Brady is who we should sign. No, you should do a series called "What Happened to That Player." I could do "What Happened to That Player," but would we do it just on like Jet players? Like, where do they go? Like, oh, Sheldon Richardson, here's what they're doing now. I don't know if I'd get too many views on that. We'll see. We can figure out O-line. Backup quarterback can wait. I agree. Beasley's not going to be worth the money. I agree. Can we put these Jets might go get TB12 rumors to bed? Yes, they're not getting Tom Brady. Get the hell out of here. Why do you prefer Lamb over Judy? The way he contorts his body to make catches is just really, really impressive to me. I'm splitting hairs between Lamb and Judy. I'm absolutely splitting hairs. I can't say without a definitive rhyme or reason that he played a tougher schedule or easier schedule or the routes he ran were more crisp. I can't tell one way or the other, but I have enjoyed watching Lamb's highlight tapes. That's kind of where I've come from. I'm going to wind up doing my deeper dive once I get all the rankings from all the different draft sites. Ryan, what do you think we would do with the extra third rounder we got from Dave Gettleman and the Giants? I would like to use it to move up, get another second round pick. We'll see how that is used. Judy is an ankle breaker. Do you think we can even be close to it? The 49ers going worst to first? No, because they got a bunch of really good players that were injured prior to us. We don't have a pass rush still. Guys, smash the like button down below if you guys have not hit the like button already. And if you want to be entered into the chance to win a Jets t-shirt, who is the Jets all-time leading scorer? Send a message to me on Instagram or Twitter at JetsTalk247. You have to follow me, you have to send me a thing, and then you'll be entered to win a shirt. So we'll see. Someone gets a shirt. Jets should get Rivers as a backup quarterback with Sam. I love me some Phillip Rivers, but that's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. If we end up drafting a receiver in round 1, would you expect us to take another later on in the draft? I don't think so. I think we would. I mean, maybe it's late, but I think we're pretty good on our wide receivers. I think we're going to bring back Thomas and then take a wide receiver early. I don't know if we'll necessarily double dip this year. Pittman Jr. in round 3. I do like Pittman Jr. I don't know if he makes it to round 3. I've heard round 2, but he is very good, big-bodied guy. And why? Sports MC. I've been watching some of your videos. Have not been commenting, but have been watching. What are your thoughts targeting Byron Jones in free agency? Offensive line and edge rusher would be my first priority over corner, I think. That said, if the Jets cannot upgrade offensive line or edge rusher quite as much as I'd like, I'm cool with going after Byron Jones. We're going to have to target him or a pass rusher anyway, I think. But I think we'll go after some cheaper kind of targets there. Bears on LSU. Love that the Chiefs won. I'm a Jets fan. No memories of them being good. Always been a fan. Very cool. TJ Decker. I want that shirt, Ryan. I sent a message a few minutes ago. That's great. I'm not looking at who is getting this right now. I'm going to look at it at the end, see how many people we have that have done it. Guys, smash the like button. We got over 100 people in here. Got 34 likes. Not good. Not good. Smash the like button. New York Donkeys. Oh, man. Do I think we will re-sign Robbie? The fact is I have a problem. No, I don't believe we will. I think he will ultimately leave. Nets. Any chance we can get Thuney, Sheriff, and Conklin? No, I do not think so. I think we can get 2 of them. I don't know if we'll get those, like 2 of those 3. I think Sheriff probably goes back to the Redskins. I think they're going to try to retain him because I think they're going to get rid of Trent Williams, and I don't think they're going to want to get rid of both their starting guys. Robbie going to play with Matt Rule. I agree. Where do I think Tua falls? Tua is probably going to go to either the Dolphins or the Chargers. Ryan, have you ever played those NFL mock draft simulator games? I have. I actually did a contest last year It wasn't quite the same one. Firegaze 2021. Thank you, Joe S, for the $1.99 donation. um, I have done those mock draft type things. Last year we did a game. Maybe we'll do it again. It was the first round of the draft, and you would get points based on if the guy you said would get picked in the first round was picked in the first round. You get more points if he was picked by the same team, and you get more points if he was picked by the same team at their same pick. So if you think the Dolphins are going to take quarterback, you can say Dolphins are going to take quarterback at 5. Say they picked that same quarterback, but they traded up to 3 to get him. You would still get points. So we might do that at some point. I was giving away a shirt for that game last year, and I wound up winning it myself. So I didn't give out a shirt to anyone. So sorry about that. The Jets were seriously considering drafting Jimmy Garoppolo in 2014. They were stuck with Geno Smith. Yeah, I believe Rex wanted Garoppolo, right? I think is how that story wound up going. Would you be okay with Sheriff on our line? I would be, but I don't think we're going to get him. I like Glasgow. He's a little bit older, 28, I think. I like Jack Conklin a lot. I like Thuney. Those are the 3 guys that I really want us to target. Gustavo says Judy or Lamb. I'm a Lamb guy. Love me some Lamb. Can't be upset with Jerry Judy, though. We're not getting Jerry Judy and CeeDee Lamb multiples. Not happening. Jamal Adams trying to get Dez Bryant to play for the Jets this year. I think it would be a good signing. He hasn't played in 2 years. I would still try it. Why not? Vet minimum. Who do you want and think we are going to draft? It depends who we get in free agency, Ryan. That's what I think. Jeez, we're almost at phone call time. It is phone call time right now, but I'm going to answer a few more of these questions in the chat because we've got so many people tuned in. 106 people. I love it. Graham Glasgow from Detroit. Yes. Ryan, did you see the amount of guaranteed money Adams wants? I did not see. Did he say how much he wanted? I think he's going to get a lot. I think he's going to get like $45 million. That would be my guess. That would be 3 years fully guaranteed at $15 million a year. Big Green knows he loves me some Gandy Golden. I like it. All right, let's see. You guys are saying Sheriff's going to want primo dollars. I agree. All right. Then take that away. Throw up the phone number if you guys want to make some calls. You guys are all ready to call in. What are the choices at your shirts? Because I don't want to go look and miss the best live stream. Oh, Henry, you're a good dude. Tune in. Click on jetstalk.com. You can see some of the shirts on there. It's going to be one of the basic t-shirts because I can do those a little bit cheaper, I guess. But yeah, any one of those designs. Any designs, whichever one you guys want. It's good with me.
Call from CJ. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
What's good, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up, how are you?
Hanging in there. What's on your mind?
Alright, be honest. Who do you think the Jets are going to get in free agency this year?
I think we're definitely going to target an offensive lineman. So I think one of the premier offensive line guys I think we're definitely going to get. So whether that be Thuney, Conklin, Glasgow, I think Costanzo or whatever, the left tackle from the Colts, I think he's going to get either franchised or re-signed. The Colts have a ton of money. They're not going to let him walk. I would say Sheriff probably goes back to Washington because I think they're going to trade Trent Williams, and I don't think they're going to want to lose 2 guys off that offensive line.
Yeah.
So I would say Thuney has a good chance because you would weaken a division opponent. I would say Conklin is going to be a big guy that we're going to look at. Obviously top in run blocking, but was also a very, very good pass blocker. And then Glasgow. Those would be the 3 guys off the top of my head that I would really be looking at. But I got to look at some of these other guys. Some of these guys are talking about Pete from down in New Orleans. I've heard some rumblings of the center or the guard from Pittsburgh is a free agent. So that's someone else I got to look into too. Who do you want?
I want Conklin. I mean, it's gonna be some night. It's gonna be a lot of money.
Sure.
But also, I mean, I want Cooper, but I don't want to overpay.
See, I don't think
but we won't get him.
I don't think we're gonna get Cooper just because the amount of money we're gonna have to pay him is so much higher than what I think Sam Darnold needs to work with. Like, I think Sam could work with a lot of players that are all like number twos, so I don't think we have to spend a crazy ton of money. I would use a first round pick on one because I think we could get someone special. I don't think there's anyone special hitting free agency. That's kind of why I'm not really on the pay a ton of money front. I would pay Robbie Anderson. I don't want to pay him $15 million a year.
Yeah.
Is there someone that you want us to target in the draft receiver-wise, or are you kind of sold on Cooper?
Someone I want to draft is CD. I like him way better than Jerry. I think CD has way more potential.
I really like what I saw out of CeeDee Lamb, and I mean, I have to admit, I don't know exactly what I'm looking for when I look at these wide receivers. I could just look at them and be like, wow, this guy can ball. Like, this is... Jerry Jeudy looks like he can ball. CeeDee Lamb looks like he can ball. CeeDee Lamb just looks like he can ball a little bit better. So that's kind of my thinking.
Yeah. But, like, I think also... I don't think wide receivers should be like our main priority.
Sure,
like
it's got to be O-line.
Top linemen there, we're taking them since this wide receiver class is like very deep.
Oh yeah, there's no way we are going to pass on a good offensive lineman if there's a receiver we want there. There's no way. You would I don't think Thomas is going to be there. I think Thomas is going to be the first lineman taken off the board. But if any of those top three guys are there, I think we'll take any of the top three. 4 might be a little bit of a stretch. But I would definitely look at the top 3 or possibly trade down and still take a lineman. There's a whole bunch of stuff you could definitely do with the draft. Are there any other positions you would like to see us target outside of offensive line and wide receiver in either free agency or the draft?
Cornerback, but I mean, I really don't think the Jets are going to settle a cornerback this year, to be honest with you, because I think we're going to be spending all the other money on an edge and O-line.
I agree. I think corner is probably going to be the position that sort of falls by the wayside this offseason. Yeah. Similar to how last offseason wide receiver and tackle would be the two that were kind of like thrown off to the side. We knew that this year's draft was going to be pretty strong with offensive linemen and wide receivers, so I don't necessarily disagree with it, although I wish we had worked on the offensive line like years ago so this wasn't quite the issue it is now.
All right.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling in. I'm kicking you off. Boom! You've been ejected from the cockpit. Thank you so much for calling in. Guys, if you're just tuning in, who is the Jets' leading scorer all-time? All-time leading scorer. Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, and you'll be entered to win a T-shirt from the store. So someone tonight is going to win a T-shirt, and we're going to do this every week, I think, moving forward, at least for a little bit. See how it goes. Have fun with it. Anthony, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hi. I have a question, actually. I know you're a Jets channel, but
Sure.
Can you answer Dolphins questions?
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to answer one.
Okay. Honestly, I'm reading articles. I'm not sure if these rumors are true that the Raiders are willing to trade their 2 first-round picks up to get Tua.
That would be interesting.
Honestly, myself, I like Jordan Love a little bit better because I know he's a little bit. You can coach inconsistencies out. You can't coach injury risk and stuff like that. If Tua can't stay healthy, how can you trust him to be a franchise quarterback?
So you're saying trade out of number 5 if Tua's there and take 2 first-round picks. And they have what? They have like the 13th pick and the 17th pick or something like that? Or the 13th and the 19th?
12 and 19.
12 and 19. Oh, man.
So we would have 4 first-round picks. And
4 first-round picks. It depends. Man, it really depends how you feel about quarterbacks. It is a buyer's market for quarterbacks in the offseason. So if you guys think you could get Phillip Rivers, maybe you don't spend money on a quarterback just yet. Maybe you don't try to draft one.
No, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I know that, but it would be if you have a quarterback looking you at your pick at number 5, it's going to be very hard to pass on him because if you fall down to 12, chances are the Panthers or someone's going to trade up and take that other quarterback unless you're looking for a quarterback in like the second round. And even then, quarterbacks taken in the second round and later. The only ones that have really hit are Brady, Wilson, Cousins. There's really not too many. There's
No, Jordan Love is predicted to be around when we're picking.
Oh, you think he'll?
If we trade down,
Yeah.
to 12, we can still get him. And
Are they
then
saying
we
he's
can
going to be a
improve-
first-round pick now?
Yeah.
I have not kept up on all the quarterback talk. Then I've only been following the top 3.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. If you guys think that guy could be the top quarterback of this class, or you guys are confident in any of the 4, and you think one of those 4 is going to be there at 12, I would definitely make that trade.
And honestly, what's your opinion on the 2 centers that are coming out in this draft? The 2 top centers, Cushenberry and
Biadasz?
Biotis. Who do you think is better?
Biadasz is the one that I've been following closely since the beginning of the season, just because he was the top-rated center earlier in the year. So I'd really have to go back and look at the other center. Is the other center the one from Georgia?
No, the other center is the guy from the national champions, LSU.
LSU. I've heard. Okay, so I've heard. I got to pay attention. I think there were 3 guys. There was one. I want to say it was from Georgia, unless I'm talking about the guard.
No, the Georgia offensive lineman is Andrew Thomas. He's an offensive tackle.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about him. I know Thomas. I thought there was another center in one of the SEC schools that was really highly touted, and maybe I'm thinking of just the LSU one.
Oh, you're thinking of a guard, Kindly or whatever, Solomon Kindly.
Okay, so if there's only
Yeah.
2 centers, I would definitely take one at the Jets' second pick. I have to do my research because I don't know enough about the LSU center. I just know, a little bit about Biadasz. Look, the Jets need a center bad. I'm not going into the season with Harrison.
And honestly, I like they're actually predicting. Apparently, there's actually scouts within the league that are predicting that the safety from LSU is going to fall to the second round.
Really?
Because his tackling is not that good and
It's
stuff
gonna
like that.
It's going to be interesting to see how this draft shakes up. I'm looking forward to doing all my rankings. I'm kind of focused more on free agency right now. I'll have a video coming out this week. Yes.
Oh, and for I had a question in the what's it called in the chat earlier.
Sure.
Who are the big restricted young offensive linemen that we can sign, that teams can sign without giving too much of a draft capital?
So, you're saying a restricted free agent, someone that you might be able to go after? I mean, they're going to have to.
Without having to pay big. You don't have to pay big. I'd rather give up a draft pick than actually pay big money because I'd rather have young offensive linemen to build around with my young quarterback.
I agree, but I would not want to give up a second-round pick because any of the restricted free agent guys, you're either hitting them with an original round tender, which I do not know enough information on as far as which guys are going to get that designation, and the other ones.
The Dolphins have 2 second-round picks. We can trade our second-round pick from the Saints.
Oh, so you're saying give up a second-round pick from the Saints to grab an offensive lineman for you guys?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
So
do the
I don't
Jets
know.
Have any? My question is,
Trent Williams, maybe?
You there?
Yeah, I would say Trent Williams from Washington maybe would be a good option for the Dolphins. He gets out of the conference. You guys have the extra picks. Maybe that's higher than any of the other teams might want to go for him. Maybe they don't want to go.
Sheriff? How about Sheriff? What's your opinion on Sheriff?
I like Sheriff.
Sheriff.
I don't think he's going to go free. I think they're going to re-sign him. I really do, because I think they're going to trade Trent Williams, and I don't think they're going to want to lose 2 of their biggest offensive linemen from that.
So you think the Titans are actually going to re-sign Tannehill over Henry or Coughlin?
I think they're going to franchise Henry. I think they're going to try and either go after Tannehill or one of the free agent quarterbacks. I don't know if they're necessarily sold on Tannehill yet. I did hear rumors that Tom Brady enrolled his kids in school in Tennessee, so maybe he's looking to reunite with Vrabel out there.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, so we'll see there. Who knows, dude?
And what's your opinion on the Hall of Fame? The Hall of Famers that got announced this year. Are you kind of upset that Zach Thomas Ding. I know you're not a Dolphins fan.
I
but
think, put it
as
this
a
way.
Jets fan, what's your opinion on Zach Thomas not being in the Hall of Fame?
I think Zach Thomas should have gotten in over Edgerrin James. That's my opinion. Like, I like Edge a lot, and I never really thought of him as a Hall of Fame running back. I mean, he was awesome, early on in his career, but for me, I would not have.
Frank Gore is more of a, honestly, I think Frank Gore is, in my opinion, more of a Hall of Fame running back than Edgerrin James, to be honest.
See,
when
I
it
don't
comes
know.
to the running backs,
I mean, duration-wise, yeah. Look, Frank Gore has been unstoppable from a production standpoint, from a longevity sort of view, but I think the amount of burst yardage that you got from Edgerrin James early on was more wow. Like, I think just staying healthy is kind of the only reason Gore is still as relevant as he is. Yeah, I think Zach Thomas probably should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for calling in, Dolphin fan. You're ejected. Bah! Get the heck out of here, Dolphin fan. No, sorry. I have no problem with talking about other teams' questions. We're talking Jets, but I have no problem talking other team stuff. Taking up the airwaves, I got to hit the timer more frequently. I'm not hitting the timer all the time. Guys, 94 people in the chat. Let's get some more likes down below if you guys have not tried to answer the question of the day. To enter yourself in to win a t-shirt. Who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer? Leave me a response on my Twitter or Instagram.
Mike, NY Sports MC.
Mike, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, how's it going?
Hanging in there. Mike runs a YouTube channel, NY Sports MC. Go check it out. What is on your mind, dude?
So, first of all, how was your trip to Florida?
It was good. It was nice. It was good to get away for a little bit.
Nice.
Had some good food.
Yeah.
The company was like, "Oh yeah, here's some steak and some lobster, and some
There you go.
fine wine." Oh, it was nice. And then I ate some Chick-fil-A.
So-
Like a good person
Nice,
should.
nice. Yeah, I moved down to Florida from New York about 4 years ago.
I love it.
So I'm down here now. Yeah, couldn't deal with the snow anymore. But,
Oh, yeah, no, I hear you.
To the Jets here. I think, I definitely want us to go offensive line in the first round. Wanted to see what your opinion on. It's funny because I was talking to my brother and he was laughing when the Cleveland Browns lost the last game of the year, and I said, no, that's not good for us because now they're picking ahead of us.
Yep, and I think
So
they're going to
if
look
the draft
O-line.
so if the draft does not go our way,
Sure.
do you think we can, and what would it cost us to potentially leapfrog them with the Jaguars, since the Jaguars can get what they want 2 picks down? Do you think like a 4th round can move us up to 2 spots to potentially leapfrog them if there's maybe only one O-lineman left at that point?
So here's an interesting situation that I hadn't really considered too much, and it has to deal with Avery Williamson. $6.5 million is what a team would be on the hook for if we traded him. I don't know what he's worth coming off an ACL tear. But if a team is looking to possibly get, maybe a lower draft pick plus an Avery, where we save some cap space, they get a linebacker, maybe that helps us leapfrog a team. I don't know. What Jaguars pick at, are they 9 or 8?
Yeah, they're 9.
Because I think
They're right
Panthers
before
are
the
8,
Browns.
maybe? Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what we could potentially swing there. Because I don't want to give up a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. I don't think tackle 2 picks ahead of us is going to be that valuable that we have to give up one of those top kind of picks.
Right.
But at the same time, the worst case scenario for the Jets, absolute worst case scenario, would be at least the top 3 tackles go. And then like Judy and Lamb are gone. If those guys go,
Right.
then you have the 4th tackle, or you're probably going defense. You're looking at, you want to trade down. That's basically what it is. I would say my choices and options would be a top tackle, depending on what happens in free agency, Lamb or Judy, or trade down. Those would be the three options that I think I'd go for. Anyone outside of that, I'm not too high on.
Right. Yeah, because I was actually looking at trade charts before I called in.
Yeah.
And according to the charts, our 3rd round pick would be overpaying to move up to 2 spots.
Okay.
Our 4th round pick would be a little underpaying. So we need a little more than a 4th round pick
maybe
to get the deal done according to that trade chart.
So maybe it's a 4th
but
in
that was just
Avery
something
or a 5th in Avery.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe.
So that could potentially be something. Because that's what I was just thinking. With that Cleveland sitting in front of me, us really scares me because their need is what our need is.
Oh,
the
yeah.
offensive line.
The nice thing is they don't need a wide receiver. So
Yes,
there's not
they
too many
definitely
teams
don't
ahead of
need a
us.
receiver.
There's not too many teams ahead of us. I think it's really just the Cardinals that I'm worried about taking a wide receiver. I think Judy and Lamb, one of them will be there for the Jets if they want.
Right.
If one of the tackles is not there.
So I'm hopeful that we address the wide receiver spot in the second round by using the first round for the offensive line.
Sure.
Who would you want us to target in the second round?
The second round, so I have to reassess where I think players are going to go, because Antonio Gandy Golden was someone early on, middle of the season, I think, tail end of the season, last 2/3 of the season, is who I picked us to get in the second round or end of the first round, I think. I originally had us trading Jamal Adams. I would say wide receiver. I like Justin Jefferson. He could be a potential guy in that area. I don't know. I don't think Ruggs makes it there. I don't think... Who are the other guys? There's like 5 that could go in the first round, and there's like 10 that could go in the top 2 rounds.
So the 3 that I thought would be realistic for us in that spot, because I think Jefferson's going to be gone. It looks like he's going to go towards the bottom half of that first round or very early in the second round.
That's what I'm thinking.
The 3 guys that I think could realistically be there, and this is in no order, but Denzel Mims. But now they're saying he may go
I
before.
looked up Mims. Did you make a video about Mims?
No, I did not. Not yet, at least.
Someone made a video about Mims, and I actually started doing some research on him just to look at him. And the guy's big body dude. I would be definitely okay with him.
I
in the
love big
round.
body guys for the number 1 receiver because they can fight for that ball. The other 2, another big body guy you just mentioned him before, Michael Pittman Jr.
Yep, Pittman was someone
already has chemistry with Darnold.
Yep, he's like 6'4".
And then the third one is KJ Hill from Ohio State. Now that's a smaller guy.
I don't know Hill as well,
but
I would say Hill is the one I know the least of those guys.
Yeah, so he would be my third option out of those. Because, like I said, I'd rather get, especially if we're going to potentially lose Robbie, we've got to get one of these bigger guys that can really just fight for the ball and make those tough plays for Donald.
I agree, dude. Thanks so much. I'm going to kick you off. Boom! You've been ejected from the cockpit. Good stuff. Definitely call back. Fun.
Call from
Jonathan.
to accept.
Jonathan, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hello, bro. I've been watching your channel since the Super Bowl, right?
Nice. Super Bowl last year or 2 years ago?
The one with the Patriots last year, yeah.
Last year. With the whole... we were so close to getting a Pro Bowl, or not Pro Bowl, a MVP punter in that Super Bowl. That's how boring that punter or that game was. What's on your mind? What are you thinking about draft-wise, free agent-wise? What is on your radar for this offseason?
I feel like we should trade down because I heard an article where we could trade with Judy. Like, to trade down with, I think, Miami.
Okay, trade within
like,
the division.
Yeah, or like the 18th pick. They're 18th pick.
Sure. Look, I would be cool with trading down. I don't have a problem with that, especially if one of the top tackles is gone. The Jets need a lot of help. A lot of help. So, wide receiver, offensive line, I don't think you go wrong with either one of them. If you were to trade down, you could look at possibly, I know Buffalo's looking to make a move up from what it sounds like. From the fans that I've talked to, like the guys over at Hashtag, they do not think that they are going to see their Bills trade up in the first round. They think that's maybe a second round type need for them since it's such a deep draft. It's going to be interesting. Do you think we hold on to Adams? Do you think that's a lock for him to stay in New York?
Yeah. I think we need Adams because trade him for I wouldn't even trade him for 2 first round picks that they gave it to me.
I really like Adams a lot. I have my understandings as far as the limitations that you can have with a strong safety and the amount you'd have to pay him.
Yeah.
So I get the issues. If we wind up trading him, I think we get at least a first and a third round pick for him, which is kind of, cool by me. I think you lock in May at that point and try to...
Nah, I think if we're going to win a championship, I think we need a guy like Adams to, bolster this defense.
Yeah, that's what look. He is I don't want to say the king, but he is the mastermind, the leader behind the juju that is the Jets defense, and I would be very upset to watch him walk away. because there's not too many players that you can really be proud of, being a Jet fan in recent years. I mean, it was cool the year that Marshall went off and had, however many touchdowns he wound up having. I mean, when's the last time we really had someone we could hang our hat on? It was Revis or Mangold, probably. I think Adams is in that kind of caliber of mystique from around the league. I don't think he's earned all the accolades that I think he's trying to push, but I do think he is a very talented player.
No, but like about free agency,
Yeah.
I think the top guy to get is Dundee and Hooper. There's some people think we shouldn't get Hooper, but I think we should get him. Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper, you're saying the tight end from Atlanta?
Yeah.
You want the Jets to go after him?
Let go. What?
You saying you want the Jets to go after him?
Yeah, because I feel like I think he's one of the best tight ends in the game, and he'll help Darnold out.
I like him.
Kind of block.
I really like. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I like Griffin and I like Herndon a lot. So I don't want to touch tight end at all this offseason. That's kind of.
I don't know. I can't really trust on Griffin. I think he's
Sure.
probably 1 year wonder, but I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah. Look, I
go Anderson and like try to get Hooper or something.
I like Anderson. I want to hold on to Anderson. 11, 12 million is kind of where I pegged him for a per year average. My guess is I think he's going to go to Carolina or Miami or Philly. Those would be the three spots I kind of peg him for. Maybe if Mahomes gets paid a ton of money and they let go of Watkins, maybe they look to bring Robbie in on a cheaper deal. Well, Watkins is definitely going to get cut. They can save $14 million from him. I'd be very surprised if he stayed on that team, unless he took a pay cut.
But I feel like we could get like a wide receiver in this year, not even this year's draft, but like next year's draft, because that wide receiver core is amazing too.
Yeah.
The LSU or wide receiver.
Look,
I feel like we should get like a Pittman in like the 3rd or 4th round.
What was that?
Michael Pittman.
I like Pittman. He's a big dude from USC. He's got the chemistry with Sam at least a little bit. I
really
definitely
like him.
good.
He reminds me kind of a Juju coming out of USC.
I'd have to see Juju's highlights because Juju strikes me as a faster guy than Michael Pittman. Pittman seems like a bigger bodied kind of dude. I'm excited to look into him because I think the smart move is probably to go wide receiver in the 2nd round with the amount of depth there's going to be at that position and take a lineman at number 11. But man, I really want CeeDee Lamb. the few times I've done that though, where I've like wanted that player, it's usually bit me in the butt, and I should probably go with my instincts.
I low-key think we should, like, if we trade down, we should get the edge player.
I'd like to see Edge. Edge would not be bad.
Like Espinoza, whatever his name is, AJ.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about him. He's Iowa, I think.
If we could trade down and get another 2nd rounder, get like 5 dash, and maybe a wide receiver.
Yeah.
With 2 second rounders. I don't know. We have a bunch of holes to fill. Hopefully Joe Douglas can help us.
In Joe Douglas we trust. That's what we gotta keep our fingers crossed with Douglas because we don't know what he's gonna go with. We're gonna find out very quickly. If he starts going for free agent offensive lineman, he's gonna understand that that's our biggest issue. I think that's why he was brought in. He's a former offensive lineman. You saw him try to bring in Khalil, try to mix and match some pieces with Lewis. I think there's some real potential of him finding some gems that aren't necessarily on our radar. Like everyone's looking at the top free agent, the high-priced guys, the top of the draft guys. This guy might be able to earn his stripes. This GM could earn his stripes in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Who knows? But we need to invest a heavy amount of assets into the offensive line to keep Sam upright. That's the only way we're going to win games.
Do you think we should like trade for a wide receiver? Like
No.
an Odell or a Galladay?
I would not.
Like the Lions don't want to sign him?
No, I think
I
there's
think that'll be a smart thing to do.
no. The offense. Look, the wide receiver class this year is way too strong to give up assets, especially if you're going to have to give up a 1st round pick for Odell. If you give up a 2nd round pick for Odell, yeah, you know what? I'd probably do it. 1st round pick, probably not, just because of the headaches he's had.
Not really that bad.
His contract's not too bad, especially because the offensive line, or not the offensive line, the signing bonus is probably already paid. I'll pull it up right now just to like take a look and see what his contract actually is. If you were to trade,
and it's like 14 mil.
if you were to trade for Odell, yes, it would be 14 million this year, 15 million
That's a
every
really
year
good
after.
contract.
Yeah, because all the signing bonus would have already be paid, which really isn't that much. It's only they'd only have like a $3 million dead cap hit, so it's like one of the easiest
We're
contracts.
gonna pay Anderson like at least a levy to like almost like 14 mil.
Yeah, they're gonna be just fine.
I don't know.
They'll be just fine. If they want to move him, they could move him. That is a very doable deal. I don't know if I'd give up a first round pick for him, but interesting nonetheless. Thank you so much for calling in. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Guys, if you have not seen our question of the day, who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer for Jets franchise history? Message me down at Twitter or Instagram. Message me, and you will be entered in to win a shirt, a t-shirt. I will announce who's winning at the end of the stream. So if you guys want, answer the question.
Call from.
Vinny.
Whoa!
Okay. I sent the caller to voicemail.
Vinny.
Goodbye.
Ooh. Sorry, Vinny. I accidentally sent you to voicemail. Did not mean to do that. I apologize. Call back in. Guys, we got 85 viewers in here. I want to see 85 likes on the video. Click it. We got 56 likes. Do it. Do it now. Smash the like button. What are we talking about in the chat here? We can't afford to go after him. Who are you talking about? I missed someone. Byron Murphy? Byron Jones? Is that who you're talking about? Byron Jones is the corner. Blunt of Vegas says Bridgewater to the Pats, Brady to the Chargers, Rivers to Chicago. Mahomes is incredible. If anything, the Super Bowl taught me was that it's all about coaching, so we are screwed, fellas. I hope not. Oh, man. I feel bad for Shanahan. I really do, because I like Shanahan a lot. Kyle Shanahan should have won a Super Bowl twice now. Just kind of pooped the bed.
Call from.
Vinny.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up, man? How'd you enjoy the game?
I enjoyed it. It was nice rooting for a Super Bowl where I didn't really have any vested interest in it, other than me betting a little bit of money. I bet like maybe $20.
Who'd you bet on?
I thought the 49ers were going to win. I wanted the Chiefs to win because I like Andy Reid a lot. But
I wanted the Chiefs to win because, seeing long-time losers win gives me hope.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's call a spade a spade.
I mean, think about it. Think about over the last 5 years. Royals, Cubs, Eagles, Capitals, Blues, Raptors, Nationals, all around all the sports, all the professional sports. Long-time losers who are only known for a heartbreaking disappointment finally breaking through. It gives you hope. Now, quickly, I want to go to the game.
Sure.
Did the Chiefs play better, or did the Niners choke?
I think the Niners choked. That would be what I'd say because I didn't think Mahomes played that well.
No, not until the fourth quarter.
Turned
The thing
on.
is, what drove me wrong, I knew he did choke, when I saw it, early, one of the first Chiefs scoring drive, where they had that penalty and they opted not to take it and gave the Chiefs third and manageable. I don't remember what the penalty was, so I don't know how many yards it would have cost them. But I would rather take the Chiefs in second and not so short than third and short.
Yeah, look, they can get yards in in bundles. They can get yards so fast.
And then
You can't count them
not
out.
using the time. And then he didn't use the timeouts at the end of the first half. That was ridiculous because you do not have. He just looked like he called the game scared.
Well, imagine if Kittle doesn't have that pass interference, and now they have the ball inside. What was it, the 10-yard line with 8 seconds left, maybe 10 seconds left.
That's maybe enough time for one try and then a field goal.
Yeah, that's a 3-point swing right there. That's huge because that changes how you call the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, no, but I think. Well, it's nice to see Andy Reid finally get his ring.
Yeah.
And now let's move on. I want to move on to the Patriots for a second.
Sure, shoot.
Man, have they gotten hit hard? Because have you heard the rumors that they're going to have to get in a bidding war with the Raiders and the Chargers for Brady?
I love it.
Think about this. This is a lose-lose scenario for the Patriots.
Sure.
Because either you got to pay Tom Brady $30 million
in excess of $30 million a year,
Sure.
and that handicaps you to retool the offense, or you let him walk. And not only do you have to find a new quarterback, you're going to have to sell free agents on a Brady-less Patriot.
That's true.
Which let's be honest, with the way the Patriots look at the end of the season, do you really want to go there without Tom Brady?
No. Look, I think they're...
And then think about this. One of the key pieces to their success is finally retired. Do you know who?
You're saying one of the coaches? The offensive line coach, right?
Yeah, Sarnecki. He's been there since the days of Raymond Barry.
See, that's huge. I've heard he is one of the best coaches in New England. That's been
He is the best. Like remember 2015 when their offensive line was a pathetic mess?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the year he was. That was his second year of retirement.
I like it.
It was so bad they begged him to come out of retirement to fix it. I think we are just set up for success finally. Everything is like bouncing.
So.
Our biggest rival is crumbling. I said, the team that scares me the most right now in this division is not the Patriots. It's the Bills.
Oh, absolutely. The Bills should be without a Brady-led Patriot team. I think the Bills are the cream of the crop.
If Brady leaves, then Vegas will bump. They'll be the favorites to win the division.
Yeah,
but
and the Bills did what the Jets should have done last year. The Jets should have gone after the offensive lineman and got the center. That's what I was telling them to do last year.
I know. That's one of the few things we can agree Adam Gase was right on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Matt Parrott, yeah. And then here's another thing. I think with a strong offseason, we can get ourselves into a wild card.
I don't know if I could see that for next year.
I could see it because, well...
AFC West, NFC West?
Because we have a knack, like I said, we have the knack for losing to the bad teams,
sure.
And we somehow beat the good teams. So I think like, having fewer bad teams to sleep on is going to be better for us.
I'm hoping a healthy Darnold, a revamped offensive line, sees this team, in this offseason. So that way, because if that improves, you could really say the sky's the limit.
Yeah, no,
I believe in Sam.
Like it won't be too long till he holds every single season quarterbacking record.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Sam will own all our records when it's all said and done.
Well, no, I found out our single season quarterback rushing record has not changed since the first season of the Jets.
Really? What's the record?
Yeah, as the Titans of New York, 453 yards by quarterback Al Doro. I think Sam's going to break that. I mean, like, it wouldn't shock me.
460. I think he can get 460. Because what's that?
I'm looking for. 50? I think, like I said, attack the offensive line. I think you can make it. I think the defense is good enough.
Boom! Vinny, you've been ejected from the cockpit. Sorry, Vinny. The timer has hit. Guys, if you've not tuned in, or you have not been tuned in very long, we are doing a contest. Someone's going to win a shirt tonight from the Jets Talk store. Jets Talk store. Who is the Jets' all-time leading points leader? Who is the Jets' all-time leading points leader? Leave me a message on my Instagram or Twitter. You'll be entered to win a t-shirt, and I will select someone at the end of this live stream to win a t-shirt. So if you guys want to do that, I don't have too many people picked in it. You guys could win. I've got 89 people in this chat. I definitely don't have 89 people, questioning it. Let's see what it is. What's my Instagram? Jets Talk 247. Come on, dude. Follow the channel.
Call from David Gangrene.
Oh, boy. Gangrene David. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Ryan, it's been a while, bro. How you been, man?
Been a long time. How was your swim season? I saw you just won some medals.
5 gold medals, man. I'm a 3-time champion now.
That's awesome.
And, yeah, man, it's really good, man.
What are you doing after this live stream? I might have something to spitball with you real quick.
After this, nothing as far as I'm concerned. Why?
Okay, because I have I started talking to O'Leary and one of my other buddies about it, but I built a 4-panel kind of frame thing with topics, and I'm trying to spitball the idea of should we do a Talkin Jets 4-panel show live or not live?
Well, listen, man. Well, listen, man, I'm definitely down, but like, I know a couple of people in the chat are excited to hear from me. Justin, Brett, what's going on, guys? And like, obviously, you guys don't know, I took a little break from making videos because I was in the midst of the season. I was at the heaviest point.
Yep.
And I was pretty much doing nothing but training pretty much every day. I practiced hard every day, and I was just entirely focused on that to the point where like I just kind of drifted focus from making videos. But now that the season's pretty much almost coming to an end, I got one more meet, but now that hard part's pretty much over. We won the championship for a third year in a row, and now I can actually have some time to make videos. I actually have a few videos planned now, but I'm going to get back into YouTube actively probably pretty soon. So,
Nice.
you know, I miss the YouTube community, man. I miss making videos, and, you know, this panel thing, it sounds awesome, and I'm probably going to have more time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, dude, that's what's awesome about this time of year is there's a lot of content to really deliver. I feel like it's a slower period for football, so people are kind of craving that, the knowledge, the thought processes, the conversation, and that's what's so great about this kind of forum. And to get back to one more thing, who was your? I didn't talk to you about the Super Bowl yet. Who did you want to win the Super Bowl, and were you surprised with what happened?
Well, I kind of rooted for the Chiefs to win.
Sure.
Specifically because I like Patrick Mahomes better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
And I think the Chiefs offense, I think in my opinion, was at least probably roster wise, like I would much rather have an offense consisting of Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and Travis Kelce, because you look at the way the 49ers offense played, I mean, the run game was sufficiently kind of there. I mean, the way they got to the Super Bowl was Raheem Mostert by himself. And you look at the way the Niners offense looked, it looked pretty erratic, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo was missing some key throws. He made one good throw to George Kittle that got called back. So I like the Chiefs offense better. Obviously, the 49ers defense was obviously better than the Chiefs defense. So you kind of look at that matchup with the Chiefs offense against the 49ers defense. The defense obviously came through most of the game. Mahomes was running for his life. But, however, Pat Mahomes did come in the clutch when he needed to. Mahomes looked like crap for most of the night, but he ended up getting the job done when it mattered most. And that's what you really want as a quarterback, and that's probably why he actually got named MVP. When personally, my opinion, it should have been Damian Williams. The dude pretty much was the reason why the Chiefs had that balanced offense where it was. I mean, he had over 100 yards. He had that touchdown to steal the game. He was that running back to kind of carry that balanced offense for Pat Mahomes. So.
Yeah, I would say Patrick Mahomes, I don't think should have been the MVP. I thought he was underwhelming for the majority of the game. I thought once he got into, I guess it was late third quarter is when it started clicking. But man, he's just never out of it. He is such an incredible arm talent, such an incredible weapon outside of the pocket. What do you think happens to that team? He's going to probably get paid close to $200 million, $40 million a year. Their window.
He's the highest paid quarterback in football.
Sure, I think.
I mean, you give Pat Mahomes that kind of money. You make him the highest paid quarterback. You make him one of the highest paid athletes in the country. If you're a Chiefs fan and you're paying him that much money, you're expecting now what could possibly be a dynasty building underneath this guy. Like you're expecting Pat Mahomes to kind of deliver that Brady-esque like kind of vibe to the Kansas City Chiefs and their fan base. Like you're expecting him to pretty much be that quarterback now, kind of take a much similar path to what Brady took for the next 15, even possibly 20 years. Quarterbacks can play for a long time, and you make Pat Mahomes the highest paid quarterback in the league, and let alone one of the highest paid athletes. You expect Pat Mahomes to continue to be consistent with the way he's been playing throughout the last 2 years so far, and you expect him to be that quarterback that can actually, no matter what kind of receivers can come in, whether it is a Tyreek Hill, whether it's even a first-round draft pick, you expect that player to grow with Pat Mahomes.
Well, so here's the big issue with Mahomes, because right now he's probably getting paid around $8 million a year. He's going to get he's going to get about $40 million a year. So you're talking $32 million more, which is, if you're calling a starter $10 million, you're losing 3 starters to get Patrick Mahomes signed. Now, obviously, it's worth it because the guy's a freak athlete and he's the quarterback is playing the most important position. But losing 3 starters to have Patrick Mahomes is going to be a reason why they may not win another Super Bowl. I think when you look at quarterbacks that are on huge deals, it just doesn't really happen. Matt Ryan is really the closest one we've seen. I guess Jimmy Garoppolo last night could have been one of the quarterbacks on a big contract that has won a Super Bowl, but Brady, for the most part, has won while taking significantly less than anyone ever really should to play quarterback. And then you're talking guys that weren't really on their big deals. Guys like Flacco won their Super Bowl prior to signing his big contract. I guess Manning would have had a big deal probably for when they won. He wasn't really playing that well. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Chiefs. I think the 49ers offense and team is more sustainable right now because they're already paying the quarterback. I don't know. What do you think? Is there any rhyme or reason to the amount of money that they're going to have to shell out to Patrick Mahomes, and will it prevent them from moving forward, winning Super Bowls moving forward?
Here's the thing. Like when it comes to a lot of these quarterbacks, look at the Cowboys with Dak Prescott right now. They put him under the franchise tag. These kinds of contract talks could probably take a long time. Like the Cowboys are going to do with Dak Prescott. It could be very possible that they do with Pat Mahomes. They're not going to give Pat Mahomes an offer right away. It's going to be a very, very, very long negotiation process.
I don't think
that offer done.
I don't know if it'll be that long. We're going to see a contract before the start of the season. There's no way Patrick Mahomes is setting foot on a football field without getting a new contract. I would highly advise against it. I think with Dak, it was different. He was leaning more on his run game. He was a later round pick. So I think Dak taking the franchise tag this year is okay because he is getting significantly more money than he would have otherwise, have gotten from, I guess, his rookie deals. But then he's also going to be Jerry's right-hand man. He's going to be Jerry's guy. Now, if you sign a contract and you're Jerry's guy and you're not necessarily the highest-paid quarterback, Jerry's going to have your back no matter what. We saw it with Romo. I think you would see it with Dak in that same kind of style.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that, but the negotiation process with Pat Mahomes could definitely be on a very interesting path.
I completely agree, dude. I will reach out to you. I will give you a call before I sign off completely. But after 10 o'clock, let's jump on a chat real quick. I just want to see if I can test some of this stuff out.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm probably going to go shoot a video right now because I actually got a couple things on my mind that I want to address. But yeah,
Sounds good.
Definitely give me a call as soon as you're done, and we'll have that discussion.
All right, cool, dude. I'll talk to you later. Boom, Gangrene David. Thank you for calling in. What's going on in the chat? You guys are going crazy. Hector Rivera, $500. Can you buy a new couch? The man cave to watch the Jets. I can. Oh, I know who this is.
Call from
Chris
from Florida. What's up, brother?
What's going on in my Jets Jet Fan Nation? Don't forget to hit the bell and hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chris. What's on your mind? What are you thinking? Were you happy with what you saw from the Super Bowl? Or did you like the commercials? Tell me, what was your...
I'm absolutely happy. I wanted the Chiefs to win. I won some money. Thank goodness.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to the 2020 season and looking forward to see what our GM is going to do. I'm getting a lot of faith. I'm hearing a lot of good things on some certain current players that are saying, hey, the talking that's happening, extension, people wanting to stay. I'm loving it.
I love it. Yeah, we were hearing rumors of Jamal Adams and Robbie Anderson starting to work on contracts. I know that doesn't mean we necessarily sign them, but I think it's nice that they're starting to have these discussions with them.
I think for right now, okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right into the whole free agency thing, which I think will also agree with the whole who's re-signing and such. Now, I know a lot of people might not agree with me on this, but I was thinking a lot about cap space and the availability on who we have. And then I'm also looking at who we have as coaches and what type of picks we have. I think if we're not going to re-sign a lot of those major defensive players that, showed out, I think we still have, don't we still have Andre Poole under contract right now?
Brian Poole?
Brian Poole. No, not Brian Poole. What was that?
what was the guy who was injured, but he made a big show this year?
Bless Austin?
Yes, Bless Austin. Isn't he still under contract with us?
Yeah, he's a rookie, so he's got at least 2 more years with us.
Okay. So I think if it's best, I think because we have Greg Williams as our defensive coach, I think it's best to go ahead and maybe let some of those defensive players go and talk to Greg Williams and see who in the third or maybe somewhere in the third round pick to cover those picks, and then focus more on the draft pick on offensive linemen. I think if anything, I like the idea of getting either Sheriff or Costanzo.
I think both those guys are actually not going to be options for us. I think both are probably going to re-sign with their teams. I think Costanzo is either going to re-sign with the Colts because they got like $100 million in cap space, or he's going to retire. He's like 32 years old. Sheriff, on the other hand, is 27 or 28. I think he's going to resign purely because I want to trade Trent Williams, and I don't think they're going to want to revamp that entire offensive line. So I kind of think he's going back there. I would look for us. I would think Thuney, Glasgow, and Jack Conklin would be the 3 guys we're really going to, eyeball.
So the thing about Thuney is I like Thuney. I think he's going to be like one of the top guards to hit the market. But my curiosity is thinking that if Brady goes, why would the Patriots risk their new quarterback, getting hurt so quickly? He's got to go ahead and make sure he's protected, right?
Sure, yeah, and they could re-sign him. They're going to have enough money if Brady does not go there. I mean, they're going to have to bring in a quarterback anyway, but realistically, I see them either drafting one or, bringing in someone that may not cost them a whole heck of a lot. I mean, they're going to spend at least what they would have spent on Brady, $25 million maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I think if they get Brady back, I think Thuney's gone. I think there's no way they're gonna be able to retain him. I don't know. Look, Belichick has a habit of not paying players. That's kind of been his MO the entire time he's been a Patriots coach. So I would not be shocked if Thuney hits the open market.
Okay, I can understand that. I feel like maybe this year he's kind of seen what his offensive line and offensive team has gone through, and he's got to show like more aggression.
Sure.
But that's just my perspective. But for sure, I think what we do, sign at least 2 offensive linemen with the cap space we have, and really talk to Greg Williams, because we've seen what he's done with our defense, how badly injured they were. Now we're going to have Jamal Adams and Mosley back on the field, fully healthy. Avery Williamson, as far as keeping him, maybe we trade him for an extra round pick, an extra draft pick. But really, in my opinion, I think Greg Williams can make a good discussion with the GM, with Douglas, picking around the mid area. And for the first round, that's where I'm okay if we get a first round draft pick of a wide receiver, since most likely Robbie Anderson is looking like he's going to leave. It breaks my heart, but
I would be surprised if Robbie Anderson came back. I really would. I think, everyone's saying the right things. They want, we would like to bring him back. We're going to talk about a contract negotiation, but I don't think there's going to be enough money on the table for Robbie from us. I think there's going to be other options for him where he can make more money elsewhere.
But as far as the Le'Veon Bell thing, I don't see a reason to trade him or move on from him. I get it. I get him. Adam Gates is with him, but you've got this guy for so many years, and right now after that last season, he's not going to be worth whatever draft pick people are willing to give.
I completely agree, dude. Thank you so much, Chris, for calling in.
You're out of here!
Every week we got Chris calling in. Thanks so much, dude. I will talk to you again. Hit that like button, guys. If you've not tried our question of the night, who is the Jets' all-time points leader in franchise history? Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, Jets Talk 247, to be qualified to possibly win a shirt. Someone tonight is going to be winning a Jets Talk shirt, whether it's a Jets Talk shirt or another shirt of your choosing. One of the t-shirts from there. I got a whole bunch of cool designs. So if you guys have not checked it out and you want to support the channel, jetstalk.com.
Call from
Steve, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, what's up, Ron? How you doing?
Hanging in there. What's on your mind?
Nothing much, man. And by the way, how was Florida?
Not too bad. I was pretty happy with it. The weather sucked when I first got down there. It was like 40 degrees. But then after the first 2-3 days, it warmed up. It was real nice. Got to lay out in a lazy river hot tub, just kind of take some time away. And then I had my videos, kind of scheduled to come out during the last week. So I still got to give you guys a little bit of content.
Nice. Yeah. What'd you think of the Super Bowl?
I liked it. I enjoyed the entire game for the most part. I thought the commercials were largely forgettable for the most part. There might have been one or two that I was like, that was funny.
Yeah. And you know what I like the most? The pace. Like, it went by so fast, which is great, because, we all work the next day, or a lot of people do, including me, so I was just like, all right, it only ended barely at 10 o'clock, so I was like, all right, the pace is good. They didn't show too many commercials in each break or anything, so.
Yeah, I think that was really good. I thought the pacing of it was done really well. I don't know what they did. Like, what's the difference in commercials versus what we've seen in the past? Was it just, better to watch because it was the ball was actually moving? It wasn't punt, 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 punt. When you're scoring, drives, I guess you're taking more time off the clock faster. I don't know. It felt way better than last year. Last year was a miserable Super Bowl.
Yeah, the whole time you could tell both fan bases. Were flooding that stadium. You could hear all the Kansas City guys. You could hear the Niner chants. I feel like both of those fan bases just travel really well too. So that added a little bit to it.
Oh, for sure. You started hearing the. Did you see at the end of the national anthem? They're like, "And the home of the," and you hear it, Chiefs, in the background. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I swore it was Arrowhead at that point.
Oh yeah, you start hearing that tomahawk chop and everything. All bets are off at that point.
Right. Yeah. So what do you think our first move of all free agency, position-wise? You think lineman's lower is the first thing we do?
It's got to be offensive line. I don't know who it is, but we should try to make Jack Conklin should probably be the highest paid tackle, and we should probably try to get him because he's real young right now. He has experience playing left tackle and right tackle. The same thing with Glasgow, and I think Thuney. I think all three of those guys have played a little bit of different offensive line positions. I know Glasgow was a center and a guard. I want to say Thuney was a guard and tackle, and I know Conklin played left tackle, right tackle. So you might be able to swap him over to left tackle. Maybe Edoga shows us a little bit out of right tackle if we can't get another tackle in the offseason. But I think offensive line, signing at least one of these guys in free agency is going to be high priority for Joe Douglas.
Yeah, so my ideal guys, I really want Thomas at 11. It's tough, but I've seen a couple mocks that make it possible. People say Miami's going to take no chances and trade up to 3 with the Lions, and the Lions are going to go to 5, stuff like that. They say is going to happen, which I actually believe the Dolphins trading up to 3. I don't think they're going to patiently wait in case the Chargers jump up or something.
I think it's going to go quarterback. I think it's going to go Burrow, Young, and then the Dolphins or Chargers are going to trade up. I think the Dolphins have the most ammo. They could trade up to 3, get their player. The Giants are going to trade out of 4, will be my guess, to whoever is. Well, actually, I guess maybe they won't. I was going to say if the Dolphins wanted to trade up to the Giants pick, if someone doesn't move up to the Detroit pick, then the Giants could trade down twice. They could go from, hey, get Tua to, hey, get Herbert back to back with the Chargers and the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are probably moving up. I think
the Giants should trade down. They need an entire 11 players on defense.
They need defense bad. I think Simmons, Okuda, and Young are the 3 guys they're targeting. I think Simmons could be had a pick or 2 later if they do want to trade down with the Dolphins or Chargers. Yeah, I don't know. I have a tough time seeing Thomas make it all the way there unless there's another consensus number 1 tackle. But I'd love to get Thomas at 11.
Yeah, because Thomas is a pure left tackle. The other ones have mostly played right, but they can play either one. I want the one that's already played left tackle a lot in college.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to have, and he's been kind of the consensus number 1, offensive lineman the entire season. So I've just sort of followed him. I haven't done my research as far as who I actually really like. And I think I'll probably lean a little bit more on the draft boards this year from the different smart people.
Yeah.
But we'll see. What are you thinking? What are you thinking What are you thinking as far as free agency? Are you thinking offensive lineman, or are you thinking something else to start?
Yeah, lineman first, and then see what other money you have. Sign maybe I think in free agency sign 2 or 3, including starters or depth, whatever. At least 2 starters in free agency, hopefully, and then maybe draft another 2, and then hopefully one's a starter from day 1.
Yeah, look, that's the hope. We need wide receiver, lineman, edge rusher, corner. Those are the four areas that we're like desperate in.
You know what? Honestly, so with our 6th-round pick,
Yeah.
there's this one insane, really good kicker. I don't care. I would spend the 6th-round pick on this insane kicker. Apparently, that's coming out.
Oh yeah, I know Hot Rod Rodrigo, whatever the heck his name is, Blankenship, is supposed to be the top kicker, according to some people that say
That could be it. I'm not sure, but if it's like like a lockdown kicker or something, I'm totally fine with it.
I hope so. I mean, we struggled so much in the kicking game. We got to get that figured out. We can't have the same issues that we had last
I still don't trust the kicking issue. This guy from the Cowboys, Meyer, I still don't trust him that much either.
Yeah, no, I think he's just a camp body to help, have an extra body out there to kick. I don't think we're going to go into the same, preseason with kicking woes the way we did this past year. Or at least I hope not. At least not the regular season. We might have it in the preseason, but hopefully not the regular season.
Right. But yeah, I mean it's gonna suck not having games until September, but I like March and April with in terms of the off season.
Sure, absolutely. Let me get your opinion on. I want to do this Jets panel. Should I do it live or should I do something pre-recorded where I have a little more control and we talk, maybe a little more on point about each thing? I haven't really decided what I wanted to do with it yet. I'm kind of...
So the thing is, I mean, you can do it live, but maybe you have a timer running, so you're forced to stay in certain time periods for certain topics. Like you just have like a timer on your screen across all of you or something. But
Sure.
I think if it's live, you get more genuine answers. Like it's on the spot.
I like that. I like the idea of talking with everyone too while it's going on. I just have to pick the right day, and then it's also trying to link up with 3 other guys to do a video. Might not be the easiest thing all the time. Hopefully, I might try to get some guys from other platforms too. Like there might be some Facebook guys or Instagram guys that people recognize from the Jets community. It could be
Right.
I don't know.
All right, man. See you later.
Take it easy, dude. Thanks so much for calling in. Boom! You have been ejected from the cockpit in 18 seconds. Doo-doo-doo. Ejected. The mock simulators have Biadez dropping like crazy. He's going late in the 3rd. I don't trust those simulators at all. The next beat. Would you be willing to part with Jamal Adams if it meant you could draft CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy together? No, I would not trade Jamal Adams for both CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. Would not do that.
Arnold Center.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Thank you. Last time I was on here, I got a couple of the timer of death. So, yeah, but
Had a couple of what?
I got kicked by the timer of death last time I was on.
Oh, that's all right. What's on your mind? What did you think of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, last year was just universally terrible, in my opinion.
Sure, I completely agree.
I mean, I remember watching it. Like, I was like, oh, these. I mean, at least I knew the Rams' offense was. Actually, looking back on it, I heard they stopped versus the Bears after that terrible game from Goff. It kind of reminds me of Darnold's game versus the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
But that didn't exactly derail our season like it did the Rams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a good game. It was really like kind of funny to see Mahomes getting rattled at the pressure Darnold faces every play. I was laughing because like I've seen Darnold run away from it.
Yep.
While Mahomes underthrows it, but his receivers catch it since they're so talented like that. But
Look, I think there's a lot of talent in Patrick Mahomes as well as his receiving core.
no, I'm not.
Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill are better than any receiver on the Jets right now. And then,
I'm just saying, like, he's just so not used to it, like Darnold is. Like,
oh yeah. Well, you need an offensive line first and foremost. I think that's the biggest issue. And you look at both teams. Both teams were not necessarily great at running the ball, but they used play action a lot, and that's something that has been driving me bananas. And I think it's probably because our offensive line was so bad, we may not have had the time to actually pull off a play action.
oh no, like on every deep shot there was. I mean, for Sam, like he's not like as much as I love the dude, he's not like a quarterback who can throw 75 yards.
Sure.
With the flick of a wrist, I saw him throw at 65 in warm-ups with pads on. So
look, I think he's a strong dude. I just think the amount of time you need to have a play-action pass work effectively may not have been there for Sam this year.
Yeah, when there was, like, Gates never really had, like, he never had, like, any jump balls, because we didn't have the receivers to do that.
Sure.
Robbie Anderson, on his contested balls, like, versus the Ravens, Sam would have had 3 touchdowns versus the Ravens if it wasn't for Robbie dropping that 4th-and-1 pass.
Yeah, look, Robbie's biggest knock has been his size for a long time. It's been, look, he's a burner over the top. It's the only trick he's got. His frame is too small. He's not going to be able to fight for balls. He gets beat up. I think, we got someone subscribing. Thank you, Carl Johnson, for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, look, I don't think we had the weapons that Mahomes has. I mean, even when you look at Kelsey, Hill, Watkins, they have 3 legitimate weapons that are better than anything that we have right now. Like, I would take any one of those guys.
Hardman's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I think that's where you start talking about him and Robbie. Like, I don't think the other players on that team, I don't think we have a player, maybe Bell when he's actually, like, behind a good offensive line, maybe he's up there. But I think that Chiefs team is just dominant. And then you look at the 49ers, they were so well coached all year. They had such a great defensive line, and they just got Patrick Mahomes. That's what it was.
But I also heard that Kyle Shanahan, this has nothing to do with the coaching. I heard that he just walked away after they lost.
Shanahan walked away?
Like no handshake or anything. I'm not completely sure about
it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see him being pissed. Did you see there was a tweet that came out, I think, with 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Kyle Shanahan is 0 and 46 in terms of points, like given up versus like actually scored. So really, it's terrible. It does not look good for him with what happened with the whole Atlanta Falcons debacle against the Patriots. They should have never floundered the way they did. And then the same thing with the 49ers. Look, you can argue that it wasn't so much Shanahan this time as much as it was probably Garoppolo. There was a few bad passes that really, did not help their cause. I don't know. I'm just glad Garoppolo is not a Patriot. That's probably the best thing that I saw from last night.
Yeah, I run the fan page. You follow it. I'm not sure if you obviously remember me because I'm kind of forgettable. But what's it called? Like, I just see like all these Niners pages talking about how Garoppolo is a secret weapon.
Sure.
I like arguing football with people. I'm like, Freddie threw 8 passes. Like, how is he the secret weapon?
Well, that's just it. I mean, he didn't have to really throw more than that. Death timer, you've been ejected. Thanks so much for calling in, dude. Appreciate it as always. I'm sure I'll talk to you again next week. Guys, we have 24 more minutes. We'll call it 20 minutes. 20 minutes left in our t-shirt giveaway. If you guys want to enter in to potentially win a t-shirt from the Jets Talk store, send me a message on Instagram or Twitter. Who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer in franchise history? If you can answer that question, send it to me, and I will get you entered to potentially win
Grandpa Mark
a t-shirt. Grandpa Mark, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
How are you? We didn't get to, last time you were on, I didn't call.
I know, it was crazy. I was like, man, what happened? And to be fair, I wound up getting booted 20 minutes early because my internet shut down for some reason. So my stream was a little bit shorter.
Okay.
So it was my fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling just to say hello because I really don't have much to say.
What did you think of the Super Bowl? What was your what did you do?
Yeah, I think Shanahan made some very questionable calls.
Sure.
I think he should have called that timeout just after the 2-minute warning.
Agreed. Just after. Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, just after, and not what do you call it? Declining that penalty. He should have accepted that penalty. What was that? Like the first.
Yeah, that was.
Whatever. I can't remember the times of the games, but he made some very questionable calls. But look, I'm very happy that Reed finally won one.
Me too.
That was the big deal.
I like Andy Reid a lot. He's one of my favorite head coaches that I've gotten to see growing up. I mean, he was on the Eagles forever. I want to say I don't know when he started there, but I remember just growing up through middle school and high school watching Donovan McNabb run around like crazy. And I was like, oh man, he's gonna win one. He's gonna win one. What is it? 3 or 4 back-to-back NFC Championship games. I was like, man, this guy just can't get a ring. And once you saw him get Patrick Mahomes and what he was able to do last year, you're like, Reed's got a shot. he'll get one with Mahomes.
Yeah,
So,
no, the
was
guy
nice.
definitely. I mean, he's been a head coach for what, 21 years, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he's been around the league forever too. His coaching tree is incredible. It has been really good, at least recently. I guess was it Nagy was one of them, and he has not been performing well. I guess.
Yeah, that's
one of his
sure.
disciples.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Sure, shoot.
I know we've talked about Jamal on different occasions, whatever, and I love Jamal just as much as you do.
Yep.
But I can't, for the life of me, understand why there are so many Jet fans who just absolutely want to put the kibosh on a possible trade.
I don't think you can put a kibosh on the trade. I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they can get back some really good picks for Jamal, okay, first of all, wait a minute, let me back up. Let's say they sign him.
Sure.
Okay, let's say they come to an agreement. How much of a contract do you think he's looking at?
He's getting no less than $15 million a year. How many years is debatable. I think we would probably give him $15 million a year. I think we would guarantee 3 years. So it would basically be 4th year of his rookie deal, 5th year option, plus one more. And so it might be a 5-year. I'm gonna say 5 year.
Wait a minute. What is the top safety in the league right now being paid a year? Do you know?
$14.6 million a year.
Okay. So yeah, you're looking at 15. He's probably going to want more.
I think so too. He's going to try and get that top defensive player contract, which I think is ridiculous, and he'll try to get more. If that's the case, I could see the Jets just being like, "Hey, we're going to trade you, or we're just going to let you play out your deal."
Yeah. Well, this is the year where if he wants, he could sit out if he doesn't get a deal, right?
Yeah, he's allowed to sit out. I think his contract tolls, though, so I think the Jets would still have him under contract for 2 years. I don't think it actually counts. But he is allowed to sit out because we're allowed to renegotiate after 3 years.
Okay. All right. So now with that said, okay. So when you look at the amount of holes this team has on it and the amount of question marks this team has,
yeah.
Okay, first of all, only a fool would think that we could fix this in one off season.
I would say it's very unlikely that we're going to fix it in one off season.
Maybe not even in 2 off seasons. It may take a little longer.
I think we need 3 replacements this year. I don't care where they come from. I think one's going to be first round of the draft. I think one is going to be a big time free agent, and then one might be, a second or third tier guy. But I think we'll have 3 new faces in some capacity on the offensive line.
Well, yeah, no, I should hope so.
I hope.
I should definitely hope so. But what I'm saying is if you do trade Adams,
yes,
and if you can get back some really choice picks, including a first round, who knows? Maybe Douglas can fleece some other team and maybe get a first, maybe a second.
Yeah.
And maybe a pick or 2 for next year.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's the thing. If we can get these picks, and I know, look, people are going to say that, no pick is guaranteed. Jamal's guaranteed. He's a guaranteed commodity. He's a Pro Bowler and this and that. The draft pick is going into the unknown, and we don't know what's going to happen. So what?
Yeah. Look, I would take the picks. I was on board with the whole trading of Jamal from the trade deadline up until they were talking contract extension and they want to get something done. Because I think you have to do one of 2 things. You either have to extend him this year and lock him in for multiple years, or you have to trade him. I don't think you roll into the season with him making $7 million a year and risk him sitting out.
And then look, we may even get rid of Bell. Correct? Right? That's a very good possibility.
I have heard rumors of that.
Powell is not re-signed, right? And also, what's his name? The other running back.
McGuire?
No, not McGuire.
Who are you talking? Cannon?
No. The other kid. The
Oh,
one
Montgomery.
who's also a wide receiver.
You're talking Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
None of these guys are under contract, right?
Nope.
Right. So I mean, we have so many holes. We don't have a pass rusher, a legitimate pass rusher. We need a tremendous amount of offensive linemen. We may have to revamp the entire offensive backfield. We have Robbie may not come back. Inunwa's probably not. I mean, we have to revamp this entire offense.
Look,
So what the hell good? And who's gonna? And what's our number one priority? It's to protect Sam.
It has to be.
Does Adams protect Sam?
He does not. You're not wrong.
Correct. So but the bottom line is, when I started this whole tirade, I'm just trying to figure out why fans are so in love with this guy that he's like this untouchable player.
People love.
I try to figure it out, and I can't figure it out.
People love the bravado. They love the energy. There's a passion with other fan bases that are like, wow, Jamal Adams, he's such a leader, and there's someone that we could be proud of. That's what it kind of looks like to a lot of franchises, and I fall victim to it. I'm proud to have Jamal on the team. It's the first time I've actually been excited to have a player on our team other than Sam, in a long time.
Right. No, look, if I've said it once, I've said it a gazillion times. The kid is arguably the best safety. I love the kid. When we drafted him, I thought it was a great pick.
Sure.
And so forth. But we have too many goddamn problems, and this kid's going to cost a lot of money.
He is.
And we need that money to sign players. And we need picks. That's it.
Now, do you think that we go offensive line in the first round? Or you think a wide receiver? Who are you thinking early on? Or at least, let's go free agent first. Let's say free agency first. Is there a particular player you'd like us to eye more than another?
Well, look, I mean, first of all, everybody keeps talking about this kid Conklin, and first of all, I love Conklin because he's from my alma mater. He's from MSU.
There you go.
So I would love to see, and that's one of the reasons why I love Le'Veon too. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, people keep talking about this kid Conklin. Conklin's coming off a major fucking injury.
What did he have recently? I know he got surgery.
He had
ACL tear.
ACL.
But that was over a year ago. He played this year.
I thought he had re-injured it.
Did he tear it again? Hold on. I could be wrong. I know he's. Let me see.
I was under the impression that he had re-injured it.
I think it was. I did all my research, and I'm starting.
You want to know something? I'm probably wrong. You're probably right.
All right, so here we go. I have my little notes on Jack Conklin. Let's see if I can have it show up. See, Jack Conklin. It's not. It's all fuzzy. That's right. So he played in 57 of 64 games. He tore his ACL in 2018 and missed the remainder of the season. I want to say that was 3 or 5 games in, maybe. And then came in last year. I want to say he missed. Or no. I'm sorry. He tore his ACL in the playoffs of last year in 2018. And then he came back. He missed, I think, 3 weeks. Wound up getting a concussion week 9 in. Is this 2018? This is 2018. And then he had a knee injury. He re-injured a knee. I don't know if it's the same ACL knee. Week 14 of that same season and missed the final 2-3 games, whatever that was.
Of this past season?
No, I think it was 2018. Hold on. Now I got to actually look at his thing. I'm pretty sure he played in every game this year. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he played in every offensive snaps. Yeah, he's played in every game. He had one
okay.
game where he
All
got
right, so
knocked
I'm wrong.
out against the Chargers. It looks like he only played 13% of the snaps. But outside of that, it was like 100%. One game had 92%. But yeah, he played a lot this year.
Okay, all right. So I got wrong information. Okay.
That's all right.
All right. Look, Conklin's a good choice. Obviously, we need a right tackle. Desperately. We need a right tackle. So I guess if you're gonna make a major push for a player, it should be Conklin.
Sure.
Because that's a major need. This other kid, Scherf from the Redskins, he's had a lot of injury problems too.
He's had his issues. Let me see. I think I have his little sheet of paper here too somewhere. Let me. Bum, bum, bum. He's played in in 5 years.
Seasons, he's had some serious problems.
So in the last 5 years, he has played 65 of 80 games. So he's missed 15 games over the course of the last 5 years. Basically missed an entire season.
Okay. All right.
That's-
But I think the bulk of missing those games have been over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to actually dive in a little bit deeper as far as how many each season he missed. I don't think Sharp's going to hit free agency, though. I think they're going to try and re-sign him because I think they're going to trade Trent Williams.
Yeah, chances are right. And look, who's to say any of these guys?
That's just it. They could all get re-signed. I know Glasgow and I know Glasgow's definitely going to hit free agency. I've seen the Eagles are probably going to, or sorry, not the Eagles. The Lions are going to let him test free agency. The Thuney, I think, is probably going to test. I think Conklin will test because they declined his 5th-year option. So I think he might say, hey, look, if you're not going to, roll the dice on me, I'm at least going to see what I'm worth on the open market. So I think if we want Conklin, we can throw the money at him and make Conklin happen. Now, that's not to say he wouldn't potentially take less to stay with the Titans and play in a system he's familiar with a good offensive
Now, wait
system.
a minute. Now, let me just throw this out there. Let's say we sign a guy like Conklin or we sign a guy like Thuney from the Patriots, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're signed, sealed, and delivered, either one or two of them, whatever.
Sure.
And hypothetically, we do wind up trading Jamal.
Okay.
And we get, a first round. One of the picks is a first round pick.
Sure.
Okay. Not above what we have now. Maybe something lower.
Yeah,
Okay, but still a first round pick.
We'll say Dallas 17 pick or later, maybe we'll say maybe
somewhere
early
in
20s,
there,
whatever it is.
In the mid ones.
Sure.
Okay. Let's say we pick up, your favorite kid, that C.D. Lamb, let's say, with the number 11.
Yeah.
Okay. And then with that second first rounder, we picked up, let's say, the top center.
Okay.
Okay. Are people going to bitch and moan about losing Jamal if we were to have that type of free agency acquisition on the offensive line, get a guy like Lamb or Judy, and a top center?
I think if you trade Jamal and if you could sign 2 offensive linemen, because if you trade Jamal, you have the ability to now sign 2 big offensive linemen. So you could get a Conklin, you could get a Glasgow. That's your, tackle guard taken care of right there. If you're saying you can take center, whether it be, middle to end of the first round or beginning of the second round, say you get a center and you get C.D. Lamb. So now, is that worth it to get rid of Jamal? It depends who the other picks are, I think.
But now we're just talking about one pick here. Obviously,
Sure.
There's going to be more than just one pick for Jamal.
Yeah, you got to think you're getting at least a first and a third this year for him. I would say a first, a third, and probably a second next year would be what I'd be willing to part with him with. 2 first-round picks is always going to be like the company line. But if I could get, 1, 3, 2 next year, I think I would be okay with doing it.
Right. Absolutely. Of course. But I'm saying if let's say just that was the way it went, okay?
Yeah.
Would you be happy with that? Would you say, wow, something? It was worth it.
You know what? Year 1, it's going to be hard. If you can have a complete turnaround in the offense and Sam looks comfortable, yes, absolutely. But it's going to be a long preseason and regular season if the Jets are not winning. of Jamal, playing well in Dallas or wherever he winds up. It would be painful for Jet fans, and I think ultimately it's probably the right move to move on from Jamal and trade him for whatever you can get, because I don't know if he's going to be here long term. I think 3 years might be how long we have him for. And
well, before I hang up, this is my final thing.
Sure.
With the Jamal thing, and then I'll hang up. Is that the way I look at it is we, like I said earlier, we have so many needs that by getting rid of Jamal, trading him, and trying to get as much back in return for him is the faster route to turning this team around and becoming a winning team.
I agree.
If we keep him and we pay him the money he wants, it's just going to take that much longer to put together a solid quality team.
I think it's going to be really hard to put together a quality team without trading Jamal. I think it absolutely jumpstarts the process. But if Joe Douglas is the kind of GM that he has been touted, could he rebuild this offensive line using more than just first-round picks? Like, is he a good enough scout to hit on a third-round lineman, whether it be a guard or a center or, someone we don't necessarily see coming, along with the free agent acquisitions?
That's what we could. Hey, look, as well as anybody, as Jet fans, that's all we have is what ifs and hope.
It has been a huge what if career life fandom with a Jets fan. Like, that's just what it is. We've always been. It's sad that this channel gets most of its viewers in the off season, not during the regular season. That's frustrating for me.
So, lastly, you're gonna be on next week?
Yeah, I'll be on next week. I'm talking to a few guys about doing an additional show with 4 people on at the same time. I think it'll probably wind up being some type of live stream show. I'm leaning towards Wednesdays. I don't know if that works for the other guys or not yet, but that's when I'd kind of like to do it.
Okay. All right, then. I will give you a buzz next time.
Sounds good, Grandpa Mark. Thank you so much for tuning in. Grandpa Mark, everyone. All right, guys. If you have not answered our question, I got a bunch of people that have answered it correctly, a few that have not answered it correctly. Who is the Jets' all-time leading scorer in franchise history? Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter in the next 2 minutes to be entered to win a t-shirt, and then I am picking the winner. I need you guys to pick a number 1 through 30. First person to say a number 1 through 30 in the chat, that'll be the number I run with. And then I wrote all the names of people that have gotten this answer correct, and I will count that number. All right, so 3. So let's multiply 3 by, what's my favorite number? We'll go 3 by 10. Ooh, no, you know what? I'll add the top 3. So we got what? 20, 39. 39 is the number that we're going with. So I got enough people written down here. And I'm going to go through all 39 numbers. One of these people will wind up winning a shirt. I have to go over it a few times because didn't get 39 people answering the question right. But if you guys have stayed tuned, you guys will know that we've been talking about this topic the entire time. So if you guys have not answered the question, I'll give you a little bit more time. We're going to answer it at 9:58. So if you've not sent me an Instagram or Twitter message about who you think our all-time leading scorer is, do so now. I love how everyone threw numbers in there. I tweeted at you, but didn't message. Does that still count? Yes, Devin, I got your message. You're on here. So you are in the running. You can at me. You can message me. Direct messaging me probably works a little bit better. But either way, doesn't matter. All right. Let's see. We got 1 more minute. 1 more minute, Jet fans. Who's going to get it? You got me right, Ryan Henry. I think I got you on there. Yes, I got you on there. Let's see. All right, 9:58. Let's go through. $839. Alex Daniel Estefano. Alex Daniel Estefano. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I don't remember which one you messaged me on, but hit me up. You just won a shirt from the Jets Talk store. I'll get your information, and then I will send you a shirt. If you guys have not checked out our shirts, jetstalk.com. Got a whole bunch of shirts. I'll be doing this probably every week. So if you guys want to tune in and do some fun trivia for the live stream and just kind of hang around, get your chance to potentially win a shirt. Oh, what's the answer? Sorry. I should probably give you guys the answer. The answer is Pat Leahy. Let me see if I got the number. He played 18 seasons with the Jets, accumulating a franchise record 1,470 points. 1,470 points. Pat Leahy is our answer for the question. See, if you guys didn't ask who it was, I may not have said the answer. I may have just said, hey, this is the person who won. And that's it. Guys, I got if you guys have not hit the bell icon on our on the channel, I have a few videos coming out. Log out 2 minutes in. Who knows? If he doesn't answer, who knows? We'll roll over the shirt to next week. We'll see. If you guys have not hit the bell icon, I'm doing a bunch of Jet offensive line potential videos where we're going to do an F, Marry, Kill thing, just like we did last year. Who's calling me? All right, I'll answer one more call.
Call from
Why not?
Brett.
Brett, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, man. Just wanted to talk to you, see how you enjoyed that game.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was nice to not have to root against the Patriots for one Super Bowl.
It's so much better when you don't have to worry about a team you hate.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I mean, I don't really like the Niners, but
yeah, I had no love lost for them, I guess. But it was just nice to not have to actually see the Patriots in it.
Yeah, it was stress-free. It was absolutely stress-free. Then the Chiefs, I was pretty happy. Not like from a Jets fan perspective, but just like it was a team I didn't hate, and Mahomes and Reed are kind of likable, so it's like
sure.
Yeah, no problem with it. But looking at the Jets, I don't know. I think we've been talking about it, but I mean the guy who called before Grandpa Mark,
yeah.
He seems to think that we're so far away. And if you remember what Adams talked, he's in the interview, he said we're not that far away. He's like, I'm telling you, we're not that far away.
A lot of people.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're as far away as he thought we were. I think it's the offensive line.
I think the offensive line has created us to look worse than we actually are. I don't know if we'll match the 7-9 record we did this year, but I think we'll see a better result of on the field play, and we might wind up being 6-10, 7-9, something like that, where we don't quite get the we don't get to that next hurdle. We don't get into the playoffs, but we look like a more competent offense. I could see that happening next year.
I mean, I know our schedule's hard, but
everything changes year in year.
Yeah, I guess
maybe
you're
Russell
right.
Wilson gets hurt.
Hard,
maybe Russell Wilson gets hurt. Maybe you never know. You never know what could happen. If Brady's not here, the division is totally up for grabs. I don't trust Josh Allen to win the division. I think the Bills are the best team outside of the Patriots, but I could definitely see us getting the division if Brady's not there. The Dolphins, who knows what's going to happen with them? I think Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in our division right now. Well, Brady aside, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, assuming Brady's gone.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and argue that. Not yet. I'm not that crazy.
I don't know. I mean, just looking at our team, one thing I noticed, like I watched the videos on the Jets website, like Joe Douglas. He says culture is really important.
Sure.
And I don't know that I was just thinking about him. I'm thinking, like there's no better culture guy than Jamal Adams.
I agree. Look, that's
I mean, I don't know. I don't. I think we'd have to get 2 first-round picks to do that deal. I think we'd have to. I just don't see us parting ways for a middle-round pick and some other picks, which are not guarantees. I mean, if he thinks he can build the team with second and third round picks, he can build, get some good players. He would just use our own picks. We have some picks, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
still
got
have
2
a second
third-round
pick.
picks. You can move Bell. I think you get a third or fourth round pick for Bell. And then if you trade Jamal, I mean, you're getting at least a first and a third. Let's call it what it is. I would love to see a first and a first. A first and an offensive lineman. Like, if we could trade him for a first-round pick to the Cowboys plus one of their offensive linemen, that means you're getting a
we
starter.
need to get a body back for him, like a player. Like, you can't just trade him for picks. I mean, the guy. I mean, I don't know, that play where he ripped the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands. Yeah, that was
So
like
nice.
big time.
Well, that was so nice. The issue I have is I understand not wanting to sign Jamal. I understand trading him for whatever picks we can get. My issue is missing on those picks. Now you're giving up a legit potential, Hall of Fame caliber type wide receiver. And I shouldn't even say Hall of Fame caliber right now because he hasn't really done that much to be considered that type of caliber yet, but he has the trajectory that he could potentially be on that path. Do you give up a legit star in Jamal for a lottery ticket?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, and I don't even think $15 million a year is that bad. I mean, I get safety, you can say whatever the position, but I mean, he's honestly more than a safety. Like, he gets sacks, he gets, like the play against Dallas where he just rushes up the middle and just won the game. I mean, I think he's worth. I don't mind paying him, especially with the salary cap going up.
Yeah.
Well, I would not trade Jamal Adams. I think that would be a mistake.
Well,
I mean, unless we got a king's ransom for him, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you got to just do it. But
yeah, you'd be rebuilding the team if you got a king's ransom for Jamal. The other thing you can think of is, hey, would you rather have Tremaine Johnson at $17 million a year or Jamal Adams at 15? I'm taking Jamal Adams at 15. Forget it. You sign your good players, keep your good players. Do not let this guy leave unless you're getting a king's ransom in a trade. That's the only thing. That's the only way I could stomach that.
Yeah, it's a very hard position to find an elite player.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about the Chiefs. I mean,
boom! You've been ejected. Sorry, dude. Thank you for calling in, and I hope you call in again. See, I like this. This is nice. I like our little ejector seat. Who we got?
Call from
Ethan.
Ethan, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hanging in there.
Real quick, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how everyone's trying to sell off all the players real quick, especially like an Avery Williamson.
Yes.
We're getting rid of 100-plus tackler a year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When people say that, I don't think they really understand the impact that guy had on our team.
From what I've seen,
Williams even got there.
From what I've seen from a lot of people, I think a lot of people want Avery Williamson to stay. I think when I said I'd cut him, people were kind of irritated with me, and it's not that I want to cut him. I would prefer to keep Avery. I would not cut him unless his salary was preventing us from signing someone else. But I could see the Jets brass looking at our linebacking core and who played well this year and looking at C.J. Mosley, knowing we gave him $17 million a year or whatever we gave him, and saying, hey, look, you know what, maybe we don't want to have 2 top 15 linebacker contracts on the same team. I could see it. It's not that far-fetched for me. I would be okay with trading him. I like Avery, and I have no problem. I would root for him wherever he wound up going, but I can't be upset with anyone's decision to either be for or against Robbie, I guess. I get it either way.
Well, that's how the great teams are built. You know what I mean? You got Neville on the back end. I mean, you have to have good players. Obviously we ran into that this year with all the injuries that just hampered us all year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's you want to have good players. You want to have a stock of good players. And if you have good players that are still cheap, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Take 2 Pro Bowlers up front and have solid backups. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what the great teams have. You want when a guy goes out, it's okay. This guy can grab you, 90-plus tackles too. That's what you want on a team. That's what builds a championship team.
Well, that's what we definitely wanted to see when Mosley went down. You're like, oh man, I wish we had Avery. This was the perfect storm for why you have Avery and Mosley. And look, I don't know if we're going to get the chance to see them play together, and that's sad for me.
And then I think too, people sleep on Adoga a little bit. You know what I mean? That he was a good pick.
Hey, look, I think he's young. I think he's got upside. I would still go after Jack Conklin. I'd try to make him the best, highest paid tackle in the league. And if you can get him and pry him away from the Titans, you can use him as a left or right tackle. He's played both before. Then I think you still bring back Beachum. I really do. I think you have to bring back Beachum on some kind of deal. Maybe if you get Conklin, maybe it's a little less urgent to bring
Conklin.
back.
Beacham's a wash if you get Conklin. I'm just saying
well,
about
I'm saying,
Adoga too, everyone brings up stats about, it's combine time, right? So everyone
sure,
wants to bring
yeah.
up stats about tackles and the fewest tackles, and the fewest sacks here and the fewest sacks there. Adoga was in the top 2 of least sacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not by a tackle.
He
in
had
his year, so it's just something to think about for Jet fans,
Well, he also had a very good pass blocking grade. His run blocking grade wasn't great. I don't know exactly where he finished because I think he finished up the season on IR the last maybe 2 weeks of the year. I like the guy. We're going to wind up missing Shell and Beachum. Those are the 2 guys that are walking. We have Edoga under contract. You're going to try and re-sign Conklin, and then maybe you go back to Beachum and Shell and say, hey, look, one of you 2 guys is going to try and compete with Edoga. Because I think we got to bring back some kind of competition. I don't think you could just roll in with, Edoga and hope that's all you got. Now, maybe we're taking a tackle at the top of the draft anyway, so you get Conklin, a tackle, maybe Edoga kicks into guard, and then you take a center at some point in the draft. I don't know. I think we're going to see a massive overhaul of the offensive line. I think we're going to see 3 new faces.
Yeah, me as well. And then as far as to piggyback what that other guy's saying, you do not trade Jamal Adams.
That's the biggest question mark we got this season.
That's the last thing you do. I don't want anybody else people also need to remember because, everyone criticizes every GM's draft picks.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The first round pick is a 50-50 chance.
That's
and
just
only
it.
gets less for that pick.
Yeah.
The first round is only a 50% chance.
Yeah.
And it only goes down from there. So people just need to keep that in mind when they say, oh, no, I know about this, I know about that. And in reality, it's like you're saying, it's a lottery ticket.
I have someone in here, Devin, is saying that we can't trade Bell. He's like a $15 million dead cap hit. He's actually wrong. You can trade Bell, and you'd save money. If you cut him, he'll be that kind of dead cap hit. Dude, thank you so much for calling in. I am ejecting you from the cockpit. Bam! Fire the chicken off. Yeah, no. I understand what you're trying to say with the Bell trade. You would save money if you trade him. You would lose money if you cut him. So it doesn't make sense. The Jets would have to hold on to him for it to make sense, or they'd have to move him for a pick. So I think they'll wind up eating some of the contract and maybe facilitating some type of trade if they think they can't make it
Call
work.
from.
What's up? Welcome to the cockpit.
Yo, what's up, Ryan? How you doing today?
Hanging in there. What's on your mind?
Hey, those rumors about us extending the lines, I'm happy as hell about that.
What'd you say?
I'm so happy about us extending the lines. 15 million, I don't really care. That's the impact player we need.
Look, I hope we keep Jamal. I really like Jamal a lot. There is a legitimate argument for moving him, though. I get it. Yeah. If you get 2 first-round picks and you can all of a sudden revamp this entire offensive line, you fill in the players that, are going to help us, I wouldn't be opposed to trading Quinnen Williams. If someone offered us a first-round pick, like if Oakland's like, hey, we're going to give you one of our first-round picks, I'd probably make the move. And that's not to say I'm giving up on Quinnen Williams. I just think there's more important positions that we are far weaker at that we can improve at.
I mean, that's different because that's like a good return.
Victor Smith,
gonna,
what's up, dude?
Reset the offensive line, which we really need, and maybe even at a receiver position, if CeeDee Lamb one of those, I'm fine with trading Jamal if we get 2 first-round picks, or I think we were asking for Tyron Jones or
Tyron Smith. Yeah, it was Tyron Smith and I think we wanted Zach Martin and a first, I think is what we originally wanted. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe we'll give you
a first and a third.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. We had the first locked in. And honestly, if you're going to trade Jamal, you have to get at least a first. I think we'd get a first and a third. Yeah. First and a player would be good. I would take the first and a player from the Cowboys if we could get that. That would be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too. This offensive line, it's going to be interesting what goes out with this offensive line over the offseason because there are going on that we are going to be interested in Jack Conklin and Joe Thuney at the market.
Yep, I've heard those. I've heard those two names. I think Thuney and I would take Conklin and Glasgow. Those would be the two guys if I had to pick two of them. I like Conklin because he's young. He could play left tackle or right tackle, which is perfect for our potential needs. We have no idea who we're going to be able to take at 11. Glasgow has played center and guard. So if you're at least upgrading the guard. If you can't get a center, you have him to compete with Harrison. Those would be the two guys I'd like us to kind of gear towards. Glasgow's a little bit older. He's 28. So, I mean, realistically, anyone that you're signing this offseason, you have for at least 2 years, probably 3. Conklin's probably a 3-year commitment. Glasgow might be a 2-year commitment. I mean, it'll still wind up being a 4 or 5 year deal, whatever it is, but it'll wind up being like, what their ultimate commitment will be. Yeah. How was you had a basketball game today, right?
It was honestly horrible. I don't even want to talk about that.
You guys didn't play well?
No.
I was a defensive guy. I was not good at shooting the basketball. I am vertically challenged.
But there was like rumors that the Jets are what's it called? Like almost give up on Chuma Edoga this season.
I don't think anyone's given up on Chuma yet. He's a 3rd-round pick. He's a rookie. We've got a little bit of time. Now, I'm not going to try and roll into the season with him as my starter. I would let him compete for a starting role. If I can get Conklin and I can get a tackle at the top of the draft, I'm probably doing that. Realistically... What was that?
There was like one report I saw or I don't even know if it was a reliable source, but somebody said that we were gonna like move him, like cut him or trade him. That doesn't make sense.
I would be hard pressed to see us move him. I think the connection that he has with Darnold already, just from playing at USC, I think is enough to hold on to him and try to see how it goes. He's cheap enough anyway. We've already made the pick. I mean, there's a few. If we could go back through last year's draft, you're probably taking Josh Allen at 2 or Josh Allen at 3 instead of Quinnen Williams. And you're probably taking, is it Winovich was the guy that got taken ahead of us for the Ja'Kai Polite pick? Or maybe just after us? We got screwed. that Ja'Kai Polite pick could not have been worse.
Ja'Kai Polite that's got to be the perfect representation of the Cowboys tenure.
Oh, it was just a straight, swift kick to the nuts. What did so you're a big basketball fan. What did you watch a lot of Kobe growing up, or was he were you more like a LeBron guy?
I mean, Kobe, I watched him play this last season, and he's the reason that I started playing basketball.
Oh yeah, see that was huge. I mean, I remember growing up and just watching him and Shaq just being incredible. Like nonstop. Like I was around for a little bit of the Jordan era. Like I started watching briefly when I was a kid, like 5, 6, 7 years old. So I don't know when Jordan actually retired, but I remember watching. Did they have the championship in '95 and '96? I think. I remember watching those two towards the end of his career. But the majority of my growing up was watching Kobe play, and just watching okay, this guy's got the ball in his hands. He's gonna score. I don't know where it's coming from, but the dude's gonna score. Like you're gonna have to double, triple team this guy, and he's gonna score on you.
It's crazy what happened.
Oh, dude.
I thought Antonio Brown was gonna get in the headlines instead of
Antonio Brown. I'm curious to see what winds up happening with him. Like, does he get put back into the NFL? Is he way too off the rails?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see him at some point back in the NFL, but I think he's too big of a head case. Like, I wouldn't want the Jets going after him, and he's a great talent.
And did you see? Do you know who Brendan Ayuk is?
Who?
Brendan Ayuk, the wide receiver for Arizona.
I don't think so. I'd have to see him.
All right. So there was reports going out that the Jets had an interview with him, and it went great. So that could be a guy that we look if we don't get wide receiver in the first round to draft in the second.
Oh, you're saying college? I'm thinking like NFL. I was like, Arizona. I was like, I don't know who the hell you're talking about. Dude, I like it. I'll do some work and I'll take a look at it. Thank you
Down there.
so much for calling in. Go Jets! You've been ejected from the cockpit. I see my buddies over at Hashtag Sports tuning in. He's worse off than Gordon. Who are you talking about? You talking about Bell? Come on now. I think that's who you're talking about. Gordon. Melvin Gordon? Hit that subscribe button. Hashtag Sports. Brown is worse off than Josh Gordon. Yes, I agree. Guys, if you've not tuned in to Hashtag Sports, if you guys want to follow some good Bills content, Hashtag Sports has been a very good friend of the channel. Hanging out with those guys, talking with them. We got some collabs planned for the future.
Call from. To accept, press.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to the cockpit. Oh, he got shy. He's like, I don't know what to say. I'm on the air. That's right. You're in the air. If we trade Jamal, I don't know if I'll still be a fan. Victoria. Sorry. Yeah, let me go sign up for a Bills channel I'm running, bro. So, look. You guys may not... I don't know if you guys are similar to me, but when I subscribe to channels on YouTube, I have channels like I follow a Vikings guy. I follow a few Bills channels, but Hashtag's really the one that I enjoy. I follow a few Dolphins channels. So anytime there's breaking news that is not Jets related, I will go take a look at some of these YouTubers that I feel I have a little bit more trust in, I guess. And I like hearing their points of view on things like that. And I've always I have an Arizona Cardinals guy in there. I don't watch many of their videos, but if you're looking for a little bit of something different, check them out. If we get Odell, I will dance in my underwear running around my kitchen, says J-Dog Plays. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to give up a first-round pick or whatever's going to need to do it. Mariota will be our backup next year. I don't think so. We should talk about Le'Veon Bell. What should we do? We can talk about Le'Veon Bell. All about this Le'Veon Bell. What do we think happens with Bell? Does he get traded? If we trade him, I think we save about $6 or $7 million. If we cut him, which will not happen, we would eat about $3 million, I think. That's what it winds up being. Doesn't make sense for us to cut him. Bell, what team would actually give up picks for him on that kind of contract? That's what we're going to have to ask, and I don't know the answer to that because the running back position has been so devalued over the last few years. There were rumors of the Steelers wanting him. I had said the Chiefs. I know we're talking the Chiefs. The Chiefs are an area that I think could use him. I don't know how many draft picks they have, what they'd be looking to give up, and how much cap space they are willing to take on. Maybe we can do a trade and we eat some of the cap picks, or eat some of the cap hit to facilitate a trade. Rob's 25G Lagoon, are you going to have draft prospect videos? I am going to have draft prospect videos. Before that, we're going to do free agent videos because free agency comes before the draft, and I want to focus a little bit more on that first. So I've got a few offensive linemen that I've been doing my research on today. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to shoot a video, and I might try to edit that. I don't know if I'll release it tomorrow. Might try to do a Wednesday release date for that. But I will go through kind of like the F, Marry, Kill that we did last year. The little bit of a game. We try to grade all the free agents that there are. So if you guys don't hit the little bell button, if you guys haven't hit the bell button on my channel, hit the bell. Because you're going to get some cool content that you're going to want to tune in for. You're going to be one of the first guys to check it out. That's nice. Kind of cool. I've found out that we do not have a ton of subscribers from the views that we're getting on our videos. 50% of them, or 47% of them, are from subscribers. So you loyal bunch of degenerates, I love you guys. Thank you. But we have 53% of people who are not subscribers. So, our goal in this cockpit is to convert those people that are not hitting subscribe on our videos to subscribe. That would be the... And I say our videos because I include you. Rob, 25 Lagoon, and I subscribed like 3 years ago. That's pretty impressive considering I only started the channel 2 years ago. You jerk. No. So 3 Januaries ago is when I started. When I did the first Kirk Cousins video. I think that was my first video that I did on this. J-Dog needs to chill. What should we do about... Ah! Victory! See? He just subscribed. See? Thank you for joining the nation. This is Ryan, your pilot, speaking. Please put your tray tables in their upright and locked positions. Yeah. Look, I owe you guys a little bit more time because I cut this short last week, 2 weeks ago, and I missed last week. So you guys get a little bit more comment questions going on. I'm going to take off the phone. We won't do the phone number anymore for the rest of the day. Well, bam! No more phone. But I do have... What should we do about O-line? What should we do about O-line? Okay, J-Dog, fine. I'll say something to you. I'll tell you what we should do about O-line. I'm going to say you should hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button because I have a video coming out talking about just that. The offensive line, the free agent options. We're going to go over their age, their pro football focus grade. And this is going to be geared towards all sports fans or all football fans. So I'll gear it a little bit towards the Jets, but I would like to have a pretty good concrete view of these players heading into free agency for all teams. So that way you can that way anyone can tune in. Maybe they want to be like, hey, look, I'll watch Jets Talk because he does some non-bias grading for free agents. And then at the end of my video, I'll just throw in my little input about the Jets. So we'll see. What round picks do we have this year? Dennis, we have a first, a second, 2 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. We gave up a 7th round pick for Alex Lewis. The extra 3rd round pick is from the Leonard Williams trade. And plus potentially any draft picks we might get from trading Jamal. Who knows? Can you talk about Biadez and the potential of us getting him in the 2nd round? I would love to get Biadez in the 2nd round. I have to do a little bit more research because I've had people say 48 is going to be a little too late for him. He might have to go earlier than that. Matt says Conklin, Thuney, and then draft Becton and Tyler Biadez in the 2nd. That's how you revamp an offensive line. That would be wild. Manny, who else would break their TV if the Jets drafted D-line in the 1st round? I would go on a baby punching rampage. And now this is going to be on the interwebs forever. But yes, I would go on a toddler punching rampage if we took defensive line in the 1st round. We don't have 2 fifths. You're right. We do not have 2 fifths. Who would you want the Jets to pick in the 1st round? You did not watch my mock offseason. Depends who we get in free agency. Sam the Man 6808 just subscribed. Good stuff. I like that. I don't know why you didn't pop up. I think only people that have their subscriptions set to public pop up as like a little notification. We'll see though. Because if you actually subscribed, maybe it should pop up. I don't know why it didn't. But thank you. I like having you guys on here. And guys, if you're just tuning in towards the end of our show, we did a question at the beginning of the show. I asked the question, I gave the answer, and that person has won a t-shirt. We're going to continue to do this as we go throughout the off season. Try to get some people hanging in there for the live stream. It's always fun. We'll eventually do a 4-person panel, I think. I think David will probably be a part of it. O'Leary will be a part of it. I got a few other guys that I'm talking to. So we'll see. Sports fan, almost at 6K, man. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. I love you guys. 6,000. The goal for me by the time I go back to work. So let's say I go back to work April 1st. We want to get the channel. See, I was being aggressive. I was saying 10,000. I don't think I'm going to get to 10,000. Let's say 7,000. If we can get to 7,000 by the time I go back to work April 1st, which could be earlier, that would be really my goal. Not too shabby. Jet Central is really good. Look, I like Jet Central. Got nothing against Jet Central. I will say, he's the reason I started doing some of these. Part of it. Yesterday's halftime show. If you guys want to see me do a collaboration with Jet Central, reach out to him. Tell him. He's the one that would need to facilitate it. I got some outlets. April Fools, you aren't going back to work. Probably not. Who knows? Maybe they can in me. Rob, my boy. See? He prefers Jets talk. Look, I thoroughly enjoy all the content creators. I really like O'Leary. I've had a lot of fun watching his videos. David's taken a little time off. I don't know what happened to Howie. Howie was hanging around for a little bit. Do you have any other shirts other than the one you're wearing that you sell? Yes, absolutely, Blake. Go to your internet browser, type in jetstalk.com. I have a bunch of cool shirts on there. This is one that I wore. I only made one. It was one that I made for the Jets draft party. I just wore it around just to see if people would recognize it. I had a few people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, I know you. You wear a goofy hat on the internet." And I was like, this is amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, no, seriously. Check out jetstalk.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff. We got mugs. Got shirts. Do you not work in the winter? New York Donkeys. I do not work in the winter right now. I work in the golf industry. So I work from spring to fall. And then December through about March or so, I have off. So that's why you get to see a lot more content during this time of year. I can kind of hammer out some videos a little quicker. But I do not work in the winter, not too much. I go on some trips. I see some family. There's a guy who has barely any subs named Everything Jets who is really good. Let's see who that is. Ooh, someone just joined. Who joined? Something on the move. Miller's on the move. Thank you for joining the nation. Fun to have you aboard. I'll be your pilot tonight. What do you do for the gold industry? I don't do anything for the gold industry. I do for the golf industry. I'm a director of golf. I run a golf course. Yeah. Kind of cool. So if any Jet player reaches out to me and wants to get a free round of golf, I am a very big Jet fan, and I have the technology to potentially comp said Jet player around. So we'll see. We shall see how that goes. All right, guys, it's about 10:30 right now. I said I wasn't going to go that long. We have almost 60 people in the chat. So let's see. What do we got? I haven't looked at the statistics. What are we hitting like-wise? We're 14 likes away. I don't think I've gotten a video with 100 likes for the live stream. I don't think I've gotten that other than the one that you guys forced me to drink for. So hit the like button. Help me get over 100 likes. That would be, that's what I want to see. Am I a Knicks or a Nets fan? I would say I'm a Knicks fan. I'm really a New York fan outside of the Jets. Basically, I have seen so much losing as a Jet fan. I have a hard time wanting to willingly pick a losing team as another thing. AJ Vlogs, thank you for tuning in to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Ooh, we're at 93 likes. Very cool. Yeah, look, I'll say I'm a Knicks fan. I went to a Knicks game Wednesday. That was fun. Got to go out in the city. Saw this guy that was bartending. Was like, "Oh, the president!" Because I was wearing my Jamal Adams jersey. He was like, "Oh, it's the president." I was like, "My dude." When did I become a Jets fan? When I was a kid. My dad and I started going to Jets season. We had season tickets for a long time. So that was kind of where I found this crazy love for this terrible, awful franchise. That's some of the best moments I've ever had. So sharing that with my dad was a lot of fun growing up. Yankees or Mets? I would say I'm a Yankees fan. Again, really just a New York fan, not so much a Knicks or Mets fan. But I've been to more Yankee games. It's easier to go to Yankee games, so there's that. Tom Chuck, Bills fan here. Like your channel, though. Thank you, Tom Chuck. I like you. You can stay. I have no problem with the Bills. We've had so many terrible, terrible seasons. against the Patriots that there's basically no rivalry with the Jets and the Bills at this point. Blake, I grew up a Jets fan surrounded by Rams fans. Now everyone here is a Chiefs fan since the Rams left. Yeah, look, if the Rams leaving St. Louis, that you have to pick another team. I don't think you go with LA. You have to go with the Chiefs. I like it. Should the Jets fire Gase? Should they? I don't know. That's for smarter people than me to make a decision on. I think I was not high on the pick originally. I'm a little higher on it now just because there's got to be a reason why Peyton and Tannehill and Cutler and Sam all love Gase. There's got to be a reason. The vids are great. You're the best Jets YouTuber. Thank you, Henry. That's very nice of you. That doesn't help you win a jersey. Or not a jersey. A shirt. But it doesn't hurt. Miller's on the move. What are your thoughts on Robbie Anderson's pending free agency? I think he's probably going to walk. That's my guess. I really like Robbie, but I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's going to fetch way more money than the Jets are going to be willing to give him. Hector, the Jets should have fired Gase before they even signed him. Ooh. You said it, not me. Blake, I drove up to Buffalo for the final Jets game this season from St. Louis, and Saturday in terrible rain. Took the W, though. That's awesome. That's very cool. Vic Ture, ready for Tom Brady to retire? Thank you. I got 2 guys that are hanging out in the chat that have just recently subscribed. Or 3 guys. Very cool. Guys, we're so close. We're at 94 likes. I can't buy a like. Come on. Give me 6 more. Get me to 100. Triple digits, boys. Come on. You guys got 58 in there. I know all 58 of you mother truckers didn't hit the like button. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to be very aggressive. I'm going to say a bunch of mean things directed towards you guys. You guys don't want that. We're at 96. Oh, man. So close. So close. Amari Cooper is a great pick for us. Should we get him? Sports fan, I'm head out, Ryan. You have a good night. Thanks, dude. Do you think the Jets will go for Amari Cooper? I don't think so. He's too high priced. I don't think we will get the return on him that we should. Do you know any wide receiver ones that are hitting free agency? I'm going to make a video about that. Cooper, if they franchise Dak, Amari could hit free agency because he might want to test the open market. AJ Green could potentially. I think Emmanuel Sanders is a free agent. There's more guys available for trade, I think, than anything else. That's kind of what you can see. I can see the Jets going for Sammy Watkins, says Dennis. Yes. Oh, does it? Are we at 100 likes? I'm at 99 likes on here. Let me see if I hit refresh, if that does anything. Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? Damn it. I'm at 99 still. So close. Oh, someone got 100 likes. There we go. Man. You know how hard that was? I had to work so hard to get those 100 likes. I like you guys. How do you like the video? How do you like the video? Are you talking to me? What are you talking about? Lagoon. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, how do you like the video? You hit the like button. Of course. 101. Oh! Someone took away a like because they wanted to see the 100. That's what it was. You guys are jerks. 101, 102. All right, guys. It's been real. I've had a lot of fun talking tonight. We'll do this again for next week. You guys' goal, try to win a shirt for next week. If you guys can get someone to watch the Cockpit live stream, try to tell a friend about it. Tell a friend, tell somebody, tell somebody, tell somebody. But you know what? It's that time. Throw it on the hat. This is Jets Talk. Signing off. Your pilot. Love you, boys. J-E-T-A.